I don't know. All right, so I guess our band is up. So figured out exactly what happened in our band. First things first. My name's Kenneth Bird. My company's Black Series Edition LLC, and as I said before, we're not going to be doing a lot of these streams anymore because, again, having the time to basically reflect and work on my uh, regular videos, actually I find them actually more I find them more productive because, again, I get a lot done. When I was doing live streams, they're all over the place. We're talking about this, we're talking about that. Can't seem to keep it focused. It doesn't work well for me at all, period. I guess I'll come on here and do some live streams on the PC builds because they do take a lot of memory off my phone, a great deal. But we figured out what got us banned for suspended for a bit. So basically, in the middle of these streams I was doing, I was basically. Hold on for a minute. What the freak was that all about? Literally just saw. See, this is why I don't trust gaming systems with cameras on them. Because those suckers will automatically start listening to things you are saying. And it literally activated the microphones. I never said anything about activating microphones. But anyway, as I said before, in the videos that we were doing, I was going and I was showing content that I should have been showing. Because, I'm in here talking about this and talking about that and all these different things. And I should have kept it to the topic. If I had kept it to the topic, I would have gotten the ban. I would have gotten the copyright. So I'm thinking it's the naysayers that are basically coming in making these statements about my business at the end of the day, but it wasn't them. It was when I was on live stream, I was like, hey, you ever heard of a movie called Amadeus? And I switch over to showing video clips of Amadeus. I would start showing video clips of sport casting and all that stuff. And that came from me basically bouncing off topic and going over to different sites and showing off things that shouldn't be showing off at all, period. So no more of that. That's never going to do it anymore at all, period. So since I'm back in, I just want to clear the air of some things because some people have been running their mouths a little too much, and we've been watching you way too much. All right, so February is lawsuit month. I made that crystal clear today, because I thought yesterday was a holiday, which is Martin Luther King Day, which I shouldn't have forgot that, but it happens when you work a lot of hours. But anyway, yeah, I got to talk to some people. I am getting warrants. Yes, a fellow over in California, and he's definitely getting a warrant for his arrest because, again, he just does too much. He does way too much. Moving on to bigger and better things, I don't think so. We had tracebacks, reverse something they did on the phone call messages that were popping up on our account like crazy. They were coming from California. They were coming from his connection. My buddy pinged them. Yep. Every single one. I think out of 100 those numbers, 90 came from him. I'm getting a warrant for your arrest, so you know that it's happening. So I'm talking to a few people in here. I got to go pop over to City Hall. I got to go down to the Allentown Police Department and file more charges against them because we're all this to be in court. And I'm going to go over and basically make an appointment with the FBI. Not only that, Mr. Fernando, that we will be contacting the district, if we have the police district, whatever, and your neck of the woods, and all that documents. When we want a warrant for your arrest. You're going to jail. You do too much, man. You do way too much. Way too much. You think for some reason that you were going to disappear off YouTube and people weren't going to be able to track your whereabouts and the activities that you were doing. And keep in mind that individuals that you had working for you to commit acts, they've been traced too. And what makes interesting about them is I keep explaining to you, man, that when they do these acts, this also gets you in trouble also. And it does. A lot of trouble. Because, again, you started a rumor about my company. When we go to court in February, or we're going to be filing in February, it depends on when the court date's going to come up. But when we file in February and we get to a judge, I'm going to explain to her or him how you started this rumor about my company and how you said that we're products with black paint, we're scamming and ripping people off. So that way we can get all this in front of a judge. Mr. Rogers, you're going to be in front of a judge soon. Mr. Matthews, in front of a judge. The minute we meet that judge in February, and we actually follow this paperwork in February, your names are coming up. All of it, the whole 9 yards is coming up. So get ready. Get ready. It's coming. Now, when I say moving on to bigger and better things, yes, our company's changing. We got new policies. Our company's changing. A new name for our companies. We got new numbers coming in for a whole 9 yards. I'll explain that later. But first, we're going to handle this business in February. Gentlemen, I'm coming for you. Oh, yeah. And there's nothing to stop us. Nothing at all, period. We have the documents, the paperwork. Hey, we can get a bounty hunter down there to get you if we got to. It doesn't make a difference. February is our month. We're going to come for you. So I got some people I'm going to be talking to today about basically issuing a warrant for Fernando's arrest. So he can be brought into court because we need you in front of a judge. Yeah, not a good time to basically be getting caught up in that kind of nonsense of what's going on right now. But anyway, still, you can be in front of a judge. Now, when the judge wants to know, and basically anyone who was involved in this, because right now we're building a case, we're gathering all the information together so we can present this to a judge, because we have to bring all this evidence up front. We have to go bring it down to the magistrate. We have to go down to there and follow through them, and all this has to be brought up. So, gentlemen, you're in the mix now. You're going in. Told you that we were going to come for you in 2025. We told you this was going to happen. There is no way in the world you thinking at the end of the day that you're going to slither off of YouTube or social media and try to disappear and it was going to be over. No. It's not going to happen that way. I'm going to get you into court. And not only that, my first lawsuits that are going to be coming up in February for Fernando, yes, I will be suing you. I'm filing class action lawsuits against you, multiple lawsuits. And I think I'm going to take, because you don't learn anything, so I guess we'll hit you with one in federal court, the copyrights, and one in federal court and one in CCB. That'll work right there. All right, so enough of that topic. I'm not bringing it up anymore. We're done. I need to let you know exactly what's coming for you in February, in March, April, May, June. The entire year of 2025 is going to be prosecution for you. Growing experience for us to go to the next level, but for you guys, it's not going to go well. Mr. Williams, I'm reaching out to I met some people down there, and your building, yes, one of them has my last name. I'm going to be doing a project for them with more technology over there. They like what we had. They seen to our website. So I got some information when I was actually on the phone having a nice little conversation with them. I know exactly your building management. I know the security unit, which I'm going to be contacting today, and also to your legal. That building has legal and all that stuff like that, involving anyone commits any crimes or anything like that whatsoever. We'll be sending them down more information to that particular department today to track your whereabouts. When they do find you, because you're in the towers, we know you're in the towers. You're not in the other buildings. We know that for a fact. You're in the towers. When we do find you, just so you know, you're in a lot of trouble, buddy. You want to talk all that trash on camera and act up and cut up? That's what you want to do? I'm going to fix your wagon for good. I'm going to throw you behind in jail. You went on your site and you basically, your YouTube channel, and said multiple times that we were scammers, right? So I'm suing you in court for $250,000. And we know you don't have my money because you have what? You get monthly money? Monthly money. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but some people don't need it because they don't know how to, they abuse the system. On top of that, charges for impersonating a minister. Also, too, we tracked down that call that you gave to us where you claimed to be working for the United States Postal Service. They have a legal service over there, basically, that deals with frauds and mail fraud and all that. They're actually officers. That's what they're police officers. So he basically sent us a letter claiming to be one of these agents. That's where FBI gets involved. So it'd be a matter of time before we have all your information in a nice little folder. You're getting removed out of the building. That's definitely, eviction notice is definitely going to happen. So I'm going to get down there today, make some phone calls, reach out to them again, and give them some more information to that particular department, because they advised me to go to that department so they can start an investigation on trying to find out where you're at and which one of those towers. So we sent over pictures. That's what you saw on the form here. I posted it. That's us kind of making contact back to us. Your face, you calling yourself a minister. We know you deleted your Facebook page. Because I went back to check your Facebook page, it was missing. Here's the thing. People don't delete things if they're not guilty. If you're not guilty, you don't go around deleting your stuff. You're guilty when you start deleting stuff left and right. That's when you start. You're guilty. And you removed your Facebook page on your e-bikes, right? So that means at the end of the day, you were trying to hide something because you mentioned in there multiple times how you were in public housing, West Side. That's West Side over there. So why did you delete the page? But it ain't gonna do any good because we document everything. We documented your entire page, videos, everything, the whole 9 yards. All that was for nothing. Mr. McAfee, you've been contacting us. We know your number was pinged. You've been contacting us quite a bit. We noticed, leaving harassing numbers at the end of the day. So guess what? We're going to take care of that with the bar. Contact them. First, we're going to sign up with the FBI, get all the information we need from them, and then we're going to send dockets over to the bar, let them know that we've started an investigation on you, and you have been using their bar to commit crimes. Post office mail fraud crimes that can carry 20 years in prison. You have several of those letters, right? All right, good. And you're another person who deleted his Facebook account and entire YouTube channel. As you saw, YouTube channel is missing. Gentlemen, you can't go anywhere. And I explain something to you. You went against a Christian. You can't go anywhere. There's no place for you to go at all, period. There's no place to go. We're going to find you. We're going to throw you in jail. There's no place to go. I want you to understand that 100%. In the back of your mind, I know there's a little bit of fear that kicks off. What if they catch me? We are going to catch you. I put this in God's hands. That's why we got your information so quick. Your information started spitting up left and right. And the thing about when people are dealing with a lot of time, people talk. They start rambling on like canaries. And Jamie's a talker. So are the rest of them. Oh, they're gonna sing like there's no tomorrow. Especially when the first initial lawsuits hit Jamie. And criminal charges pop up. Mind you, Mr. Fernando, a warrant for your arrest is not hard to get, and I'll tell you why. Because you have substantial, heavy evidence against you. When we hit the lawsuits hit and we go before a judge, the first thing the judge is going to ask us, have we filed criminal charges? Because, yeah, so there's going to be a lot of stuff. And we're going to say, yes, we have filed criminal charges. And she's going to wonder why there's not a warrant for your arrest. And a warrant's going to be issued. So you're going to see me real soon. Now, once Fernando gets in a situation where you're having officers come to your front door, handcuff you, stick you in a car, take you down to a processing center, that's a whole different ordeal right there. People get really, really nervous and they get extremely scared. And when they get scared and get nervous, they start talking. So, gentlemen, the rest of you guys are going under a bus. Do we need him at the end of the day to give it? No, we already got your information already. But you are going to, he's going to start talking a lot. I mean, a lot. So it's not going to go well. Oh well, good luck with all that. Man. Fernando, first lawsuit in February. It's going to be defamation. So guess what? That's about a $50,000 lawsuit. I hope you got the money, because if you don't, we're going to take it out of you. So you understand, if you don't show up for court, mind you, it's a cyber crime. So understand this. I don't know who told you what, but I got a building full of lawyers over here, okay? So understand this. Cyber crimes are different. They're done differently. Now, if you have committed this crime, like, let's say, not online, right? That means that we would have to come down to your jurisdiction. We have to come down to California to file and where and with the incident happened. But because it's a cyber crime, it's different. A cyber crime can be filed in our state. You would have to come to see us. So with that being said, and it's having substantial evidence, and let me explain to you how all this works also too, just in case if you get in your mind and start making things up and filing false charges, which will get you even more jail time. See, you have to have enough substantial evidence. We have to remind Jamie. Jamie does not make contact with the real world from time to time. He really doesn't know how it works. So we have to explain these things to him. So basically, in order for something to hit a judge's desk, in order for him to actually put out an order to have a process server come to your front door or a warrant for your arrest, there has to show a substantial amount of evidence, a lot of evidence to prove that this person is worthy of going to court. If not, it'd be witch hunts 24/7 all day long. Anyone can just come out and do like the Salem witch hunts and say, hey, look, this guy over here basically is a witch. And they could just come after you and just track you down. No, you have to have evidence that you're this individual in order for them to do that, or it'd be witch hunts all day long. So we have to present evidence to the courts. So the courts can look at this and go, gee whiz, this is a lot of freaking evidence. Mr. Fernando, you've done so much dirt that for every time we filed a charge, we were able to load documents of you committing crimes, of emails or phone calls, you name it, pictures, all right into their system. So there is basically documents and pictures matching everything we talked about. Doxing addresses, all that stuff. Remember, you did on your Facebook page and all that stuff on that, your website. Even though you removed your site, you're still going to be punished for it because we have the evidence of you doing it. Now, say you removed the website and say we didn't get the evidence, and you're in the clear. But we got the evidence because I record everything. Mind you, not only the pictures, we have actual video recordings live of you doing these acts. So, with that being said, we have substantial evidence. Now, that substantial evidence goes through the whole processing system. They look at it again and again. We make 100% sure that you're doing this. And then once all that's tallied up, then they know there's enough to bring you in for court. So then that's before it hits the judge's desk, and they start making the arrangements to having a process server or basically just a warrant for your arrest to come pick you up. That's what happened with the CCP. See, you're stupid. And the reason why I'm going to call you stupid at the end of the day, because you don't understand how things work. You, like a dum-dum, got on freaking YouTube and started ranting on about how there was enough evidence to arrest you. No, Mr. Fernando, the time ran out. That's what happened. We had until 12 o'clock to have that document that was posted to your door sent to a judge. That's what happened. The reason why the process server was at your door to begin with, because there was enough evidence to prosecute you for copyright violations. Talk that over with a lawyer. He'll explain to you the same thing I just said. That's why your door got posted. Now, this time around, when these guys pop up, and the lawsuits, they come by certified mail. So you'll get a certified letter that'll pop up in your mailbox, or I'll be speaking to your landlord too, because we just figured out where he was at. But anyway, let's move on to this. It's a certified letter that's going to pop up. And that letter is going to tell you that you're being sued for a certain amount of money by Mr. Bird, it'd be me, and my company. And you have to appear in court. Now, if you don't appear in court, the lawsuit's still going to go through, whether you're there or not. You just forfeit. And whatever we sue you for, I just go upstairs and I go file for execution of judgment. Execution of judgment can take anywhere from a day to an hour, or it can go over in a couple of minutes. So it doesn't take long for execute judgment. I've done execute judgment before. It doesn't take long, about a day or so probably. So, but most likely, as long as it's a day. So what's going to happen is you're going to see some people pop up at your front door. There'll be law enforcement officers to protect the gentlemen that are going to be taking your stuff from you. Or basically, what's going to happen is they'll freeze your banking accounts. Pretty much, you'll see a little thing may pop up in your paycheck saying you owe money to us, and they're taking a certain amount of money. I can garnish your paycheck, by the way. That's definitely going to happen. Your income tax, that'll be mine. I can take that from you. The entire thing, I can literally take it from you. Unless you're paying child support. Other than that, I can take it from you. What else? Got any death insurance? Can take that. Got any insurance on that? Can take that too. If you own a house, that would be mine at the end of the day. Cars, vehicles, jewelry, anything. I can take it all. And these lawsuits are pretty hefty. We're ranging somewhere between, I thought it was going to be 150,000. We're going to be hitting somewhere between in the lawsuits at roughly $500,000. You're going to owe me money. And mind, that's just the lawsuits for the docking, cyber crimes, and whatever criminal charges. We're not talking about the copyrights yet. Now, if we go to CCP, we can hit you at 30 grand easy. Easy open and shut. We take you to federal, on the other hand, well, it's different than there, because in federal, you get jail time. And you have something called willfully, which I explained to you multiple times about, right? Remember? Yeah, you'll spend the rest of your life in prison. But either way, it doesn't make a difference. You're still going to spend some time in prison. You have no way out of it because, again, cyber crimes can carry anywhere up to, and if there's a lot of them, from 5 to 20 years. And then you have the post office mail fraud charges, which I have to contact them today. I got a number from them, too. What's that number at? I got to contact her and get your docket number to see exactly where your case is at, so they can start the process on that too. See, we're going to, I get that docket number in. I got to send that docket number to a couple of people from there. But anyway, so yeah. So your first lawsuit, your notification should be popping around end of February, maybe March in that area. But yeah, we're following. So with that being said, well, there's nothing to say. Your life is over. You're going to get jail time. You know that's going to happen, right? Yeah, we're filed 2 sets of charges. First charges were cyber crimes because we know we wouldn't have to step foot in California. You have to come over here. Second, we filed everything under fraud. Fraud takes 7 years, which means not 7 years for you to go to jail. It takes we got 7 years statute of limitations, which means if you get hit on a fraud charge from a company, you're looking at an easy 30 years in jail. It's just a lot of time. It's a lot of you can show a lot of proof of you committing these crimes, which you have tons of it. 30 years. You don't have 30 years. What, 47, 48, around that range? Yeah, you don't have it. And then you got the cyber crimes behind all that, and the post office fraud charges, perjury on your LLC. It's not going to go well for you, man. Now, I just thought, since you were on YouTube with fake accounts, floating around, acting like you're moving on to bigger and better things. Oh, yeah. And the pictures you posted when you call yourself moving to bigger and better things, that's going to cost you 80 grand. You posted my picture, right? Twice, right? On my permission, right? You altered them and changed them, right? And you posted my sister's address, right? Huh? You right? You remember that, right? Moving on to bigger and better things. Yeah, we got it all recorded. It's all documented. It's going to cost you 40 grand for each one of those pictures. $40,000, which you're going to have to pay. I haven't hit for the rest of the lawsuits yet. I'm going to be following back and forth. You're going to see some data documents coming to your front door. And as for his friends, you're going to hear him ranting on. He's going to be ranting to you a lot about the lawsuits, the financial issue he's going through, the pressure he's putting on his marriage. Yeah, money puts a lot of pressure on marriage. It does. Especially when you're the one that caused all of it to begin with. And if your wife ever decides to reach out to me, as I said before, I will make sure I feel her on everything. I'm going to let her know the multiple times we let you try to give you a break to get out of this situation and you never took it. I think the judge is going to find the cease and desist order that was sent to you by an attorney telling you to back down, and you kept on going. I don't want you gentlemen to think at the end of the day, because you slithered off of YouTube and social media, that you're not going to be tracked down. You are. When we get done hitting Jamie, that's what's going to happen to you. We're going to use Jamie as an example of what we're going to do to you. Now, gentlemen, I would advise you, spiritually wise, I would advise you to find your peace with God. Because you're still going to answer another one too. When we get done with you, if you haven't made your peace with God, the next stage is that if you happen to pass off this earth, if God decides to take you, God willing he doesn't, but if he does decide to take you and you don't get a chance to get saved, then you're going to pay in the other life too. And that one's far worse. It's far, far worse. There's no forgiveness, nothing. Devil will make claim on what belongs to him. That's what's going to happen. And you'll be in torment till God comes back. Think about that. Torment. Can you imagine if you lived in the 18th century, you were a very evil human being, and you died, and you never got saved? That means that person's in torment. And we're, what, 2025? Can you imagine to be in that kind of pain and suffering for that long? Do you really want that, gentlemen? You're going to need God in this situation. You really are. Now, sending me messages, cursing me out, and carrying on, it doesn't bother me at all. It's evidence for us. You see all those phone recordings we have? Documents we have on the phone. We got to bring that over to a judge. Here we go. So my system, we have basically documents calls. That's why we got it. I got the service because it had a special option on it. So that option allows us to be able to document any calls that come through, with timestamps, everything that comes through. Your voice recordings are sent to another unit where we can go in and we can basically have them listen to all your voice recordings. These are some of your documents right here. Some of your fake phone numbers. You were contacting my company and carrying on. And they're all dated. It even has my name underneath each one of them. This is going before a judge. That's a 20-year prison sentence right there for harassing a company with multiple phone calls. Mr. Fernando, keep in mind, if you sit there and say, well, I didn't make any of those calls, it doesn't make a difference. You triggered off. See, the part you don't understand is you triggered off the whole thing. You're going to get hit with what everybody else did. You're going to get blamed for that, definitely. And they're going to get charged for it. You're going to get a piece of that charge, too. All right. Tired of talking about that crap at the end of the day. Well, see you in court soon, Fernando. February, I'm filing. So let's get that process started, okay? Because I think right now, in the back of your mind, you think that I can't do anything to you. And that is not the kind of attitude you should take toward me right now. I'm the one that has all the power right now. So now I got to represent. You know what kind of person I am, right? I'm the type of person that backs up everything that I do, right? If I say I'm going to do something, I do it, don't I? So that means that I'm going to show you what kind of person I am. I'm going to back this up 100%. I'm going to hit you with so many lawsuits, it's going to make your head freaking twist off. Okay. I think after we nail you with maybe at least 80 of those lawsuits, I mean, it's going to be a lot of it's a lot of lawsuits. Trust me, it's a lot of them. I'd say roughly about altogether about 20 or 30 lawsuits will be traveling through. I think when we're done with you on that, then I'm going to reach out to your landlord. I got a special little voice message we got from you claiming that the person that we talked to was your landlord. That was your landlord. That wasn't your landlord we're talking to at all, period. That's somebody you got to act like your landlord. But I think he's going to be interested in that. You're not in trouble. Oh, for the fellow who sent that in, they're tracking you, so you know that. They're looking for you. And the reason why, because it's against the law to impersonate a landlord. Can't do that. It's against the law. So you got yourself caught up in that nonsense. Gee whiz, you guys do the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, let me see. Scroll TV. Watch that. Scroll TV. Now, let's move on to the other thing, too. Now, we've got some fakos. Some people popping up on my channel trying to make me sound like I'm this, that, and the other. And then we got the other half talking about, well, you shouldn't do that. Let me explain something to you. Business. It's business. Do you understand me? My technology has been around for how long? How many companies have we beat out? Just about everybody, right? What do we have left? Been through Goose Green, been through Black Diamond, SNL, so I've been through all this stuff already. What about Elite Screens? Been there, done that. Daylight Screens, done that already. Firehawk, Silverhawk, Stewart Screen, been through all that. What about your screen paints? They don't even exist anymore. Where are they at? Oh, my goodness, I tell you, I couldn't think about the countless trash talk. We have you all record on your trash talk. You didn't last, did you? I've had this conversation before many, many times in business. I've had run across people just like them all the time. Had the same conversation I'm having right now. I'll have more probably later on. If other people want to jump in the ring, got no problem with knocking you out. Where are they? Where's these paints that's supposed to be taking over and doing big things? Where are they? They're nowhere to be found, are they? I've been in this business for a long time. People, let me explain something to you. It takes a lot to get where I'm at right now. Where I'm sitting at right now, it takes a lot. You have to earn this spot. You don't get it by making a bunch of candy, cartoon, video demonstrations on YouTube and high-powered projectors in dark environments. You don't get here with that. You have to earn the right to be here. Screen Innovation, Daylight Screens, those big companies, they earn their place. That's why they're still here. Because they can go through the test of time. They finished the race. Now, they're not advanced as our technology, no. But they still earn their place at the end of the day. Where these dinky, cheap paints can't even back their products up because at the end of the day, they can't do any match or better demonstrations. They can't beat our flex demonstrations. None of that whatsoever. All they do is they cry and whine all day long. Nothing to show for it. From the day one, the first time I saw your demonstration, I knew you were going to fizzle out and burn out. Because you don't have what it takes. You don't have the stamina to keep up the big companies today. We do. So where are you now? Nowhere, right? Now, let's get back to business. We're going to be branching out in 2026 to companies only. What do you think this setup is for? I got an office here that we set up our establishment. We moved our business into this office. It's not set up for one customer at a time. It's set up for corporations, businesses. This is a business setting. Got my name on the side of the door. Got my name on the teleprompter. It's designed for me to bring people and companies into this spot to sit down and see our technology on display. That's what it's for. I'm not going to be bringing individual one customer at a time in. It's designed for companies. We were building on this for a long time. What do you think we were doing all that testing for? Tons and tons of testing. Do you think at the end of the day was to deal with some dinky screen paints that can't back their products up next to everyday household paints? You think it was for competition for them? Please, give me a break. No. It was to make it on the next level with the big screens. And if we could conquer their technology, then it's cakewalk for us either way, any way we go. That's what that was about. And you guys got it twisted. You thought for a hot second that it was about, oh, you must be challenged. Are you kidding me? I can make their products if I want to. And I have. These are the same people that you'll call at the end of the day going against us. We got a drawer full of cancellations. You know, it's kind of sad when you give back money so fast that we can use the same $160 to buy all your stuff. And keep in mind, people, that when you have to transfer that money back over, you got to pay PayPal a fee to do the transfer. So not only did they pay me, PayPal got paid too, but they didn't get paid. And this is the product at the end of the day, really? Shame. So what are you left with? Nothing. Because there isn't anything. Do you have any idea how much technology we have right now under our belt? Why we're ready to take off on this second platform. I got 400 something paints on one site. I got another 100 on the site. Any of that stuff can be upgraded to this technology we have right here. We got AdTech. AdTech's a multi-million-dollar technology that can read through sunlight. Do you have any idea what the projection screen applications on that thing is? It's mind-boggling. New panel technology right there. So when I had somebody come into the channel and say, oh, you're too arrogant, you should basically be selling to customers, I got a message for you at the end of the day. Be careful how you speak from your mouth at the end of the day. When you put God into something and you say that, well, God is, no. You don't know my conversation with God. I was making this technology, God blessed me to know this technology way back 10, 12 years ago before you existed on your YouTube account. You got to check the age of your account. I was here way before you. So when you sit there and make that statement, you don't know anything at all, period. But be careful about basically adding or taking away from a Christian's blessing, because that can be extremely dangerous. Our decision's already set in stone. That's why we're here. Because the minute I sat there in Haventown and I saw my technology all over the place, I thought to myself, I can't get my technology where it needs to be at. I need to be in trade shows. I need for more people to have exposure to my technology, not being hidden in a house somewhere. No one's going to be able to see that the way they're supposed to see it. Not on YouTube. YouTube's not enough for us. I need actual showrooms. I need expos. I need me to take this technology to companies and businesses. That's where I need to be at. I'm not going to get it on YouTube. So I prayed about it. And look where we're at right now. Once this whole section's finished in here and we're done, new numbers for the company. The 800 number, gone. We don't need it anymore. I got a private number coming in on all my business cards. The business cards are for offline business only. We got t-shirts, hoodies, hats, gift bags, all that with our company's logos splattered all over them. We even got a new company name, which we can't even tell, and a logo, all trademark, ready to go. The next stage for us is big business, big companies. Now, you can't sit there and say at the end of the day, oh, but you're sold out. No, you can't say that. How long have our technology been sitting online for you to buy it? So those who have our technology, enjoy. And those you don't, well, it sucks to be you. And I'll tell you why it sucks to be you. We tested everything. There's nothing out there for you at all. What, a white screen? I can dominate that easily, no problem. Anyway, sewer technology can knock out a white screen. Gunmetal? See what that screen designed to do? Yeah, you have to read Infinity One to take out one of these, and it ain't gonna happen. So no, your certified screen is nothing either. And any company that develops a black technology, I guarantee it's gonna be far more expensive than ours. And the day anyone can do anything close to what our technology can do. There's no technology out there right now that can read through sunlight. We have that capability now. So we're light years advance of everybody else. Yep. So you're going to be dealing with a lot of idiots at the end of the day, just to let you know. There's going to be people going to pop on because it's going to take them years to catch up to us. That's what the matching bettors are for. The matching bettors are to leave a permanent mark to show at the end of the day that we literally put up matching bettors for people that complete our demonstrations. We raised the bar literally so freaking high, it's not even funny. You ever know when you have like the, what do you call it? Like, I forgot what it's called. Something dashboard. What's it called when you basically... A dashboard you put your rank on, the ranking dashboard. You know, you put those numbers up like super freaking high that you know it take people years in order to basically the top of that number, you know, stuff like that. Leading dashboard, that's what it's called. That's what we did. So in order for anyone to say that they have the same technology as us, you would have to be to beat the matching bettors, and there's thousands of them. You would have to complete all our demonstrations, and there's thousands of them. Yeah, it's going to take a long time. And meanwhile, if we choose to come back in and basically challenge your product, we could wipe you out. With the product, I can make 20 minutes and take yourself clean out. I can make you cancel out, put money back in my account. I'm not saying it. We've done it. Tell me we haven't done it already. Got 2 people to put money back in our banking accounts. They couldn't keep the money. Can't keep something when your product doesn't work. Heck, we even got one even banned 12 million people out of the state of Pennsylvania. Because you were scared. So does that sound like somebody can take us? No. So, or some people sit there saying, oh, but you sound big. No. See, that's the problem you have here. So you add too much to stuff at the end of the day. You really do. When we have people sitting there saying, oh, well, you're doing this because it has the haters aren't here. What are the haters doing? The haters are just sitting back on their cell phones, making phone calls and carrying. That's all they're doing. They're making screen paints? No. Any new videos on their YouTube channel? No, there's nothing there. So they become full-fledged professional trolls. That's all they are. Wish one day they're going to sit in front of a judge and they're going to cry in court they don't have the money to pay us. Or they can't do the jail time. One or the other. But anyway, as I said before, that's where they're at. They're making any new products? Anything? Anything new? No. Nothing at all. I got 8 or 9 new screen paint ad tickets coming this month. I got 8 or 9 different screen paints coming out. Where's their stuff at? All right, then. All right. There you go. So, with that being said, February the 26th, we move on to big companies. And for those people saying, oh, he's doing it because he's bitter and upset. No, what are you bitter upset? We have the best technology right now. Who's bitter upset? Change. Company change. To benefit our company. Can't do this nickel and diamond. I gotta make big money. So with that being said, companies only. When we do companies only, we get contract. The contract means we get distributorship contract. It means we get large quantities, which means that in my contract, I can get a minimum of 80, 90 to 100 gallons. I can get contracts where companies will literally pay me a certain quantity order every single month. I can make $500,000 a month on the technology we engineer. The time I walked around all through Allentown and I looked at all these white screens, washed out images, faded images, where I've seen on YouTube these high power projectors, calibrated machines, a dark environment and all that nonsense, and we can actually overpower all that? We got ability to change things? Are you kidding me? With the technology we engineer? But these guys have what? Couple paints here and there, same thing, same blends, no testing whatsoever, and we can test all our technology and all of it basically does exactly what it's designed to do. Mind you, people, we tapped into everything. We have projector mapping application technology. We're working on interactive technology. This is what this is being built for. Right now, we're going to be Soon experimenting with other technology working on I can't tell you about yet. But anyway, outdoor screens. Our outdoor screens are like no other. It's a whole $1 million business to tap into. That section just for outdoor alone. You know how much people spend for their backyard setups? And every single one of them got a white screen back there. There you go. Floor projection technology, ceiling technology, dedicated theater rooms, gaming technology. What do you think we're engineering all this stuff for? To cover everything. So they have to come through us first. And any company, any big certified companies want to come up and talk trash, we can take them out. Because we tested all this stuff. I know your technology already. I spent my time studying you. While you were out doing your business, and they did a good job of it. They made their money. They got on top. I'm proud of them for that because they got the job done. But you spent your time on the white screen. I can understand why, because that's the screen you're going to see the most. Literally, that's all we see out here anyway is white screens. But we did it differently. We studied all your technology to make sure that we can basically take you down if it came up. You come against my company, I can take you down. And they knew who we are. They acknowledge, you know who I am. So we want to be number one. We've now got everything covered. We're good. We have advertising technology coming out. Ad tech. Ad tech has so many different applications, so it's not even funny what that thing is designed to do. Got a new game coming out. Oh, you've seen that stuff over, right? That Halo system we wrapped around that thing? Yeah. The Halo system we have coming in here, which I have a new Halo system because the screens we have are now big. These are like 160-inch screens side by side. And the projector we're going to use in here are under $200. That's it. And they can operate in this fully environment. See, this is what I'm trying to explain to people that made these paints. Let me explain to you how this works, okay? Listen to me here. People that are buying from you don't want to spend the money for expensive machines. God knows they already spent money for expensive machine already, and it looks like crap on their screen, so they're really disappointed in that. They thought the projector was going to fix the problem, but it didn't. Trust me, I did the same thing myself, so I know that feeling. So they still got this poor, crappy image. And they're in a dark environment because that's the only way they can get the screen to work on, a projector to work on a white screen. So if you're coming out of a dark environment into another dark environment, you lost your interest. That's what happened in the church. Because he sat there and said, now all the lights are on. But even that little bit of lighting was washing up the screen. And then tried to tell him that the screen has improved. You don't care about that. Look at that. It's still in the same dark environment. You put him back in the same boat. That's like having a hole in one boat, and then you jump into another boat with a bigger hole. Kind of get the concept of that? So how this area is set up, that when we go to these areas, and I go walk in and I see their screens in dark little corners on high-powered projectors, and they walk in here, and they see all these screens fire up in fully lit environments. And the first thing they always ask is, what kind of projector are you using? Because they think we're using some high-powered 4K projector. Pfft, my machine costs $50. I go look it up. I'm like, well, I think it's outdated. It's old. You get this thing to work like this. Yeah. In eco mode. Yeah, projector's $2,500 lumens in eco mode. So now everything changes because now they don't have to be in the dark anymore. They have a solution. They can go back and they can brighten up that environment because our technology will allow them to do that. And that's what happens to you gentlemen. You cut corners. You try to make yourself look good and better than us at the end of that. Try to make me look bad and your stuff work. It didn't work, did it? I'm going to tell you something real quick. This is what I find interesting. The entire time when Satan was telling you to do all these little campaigns against me, God was hearing the whole entire conversation. I guarantee devil's like, look what I got them doing. Look what I got them doing. They're going to attack your servant. And God was like, it's going to happen to him. They're going to fail every single time. So who do you think is stronger, God or the devil? I think it would be God. So you failed. Every prediction you made happened to you. I was supposed to go out of business. I was supposed to be going to jail. I was supposed to be getting sued. I was supposed to be added as a fraud. You guys are going to jail. You guys are getting sued. Your business has gone under. You got outed as frauds. Yeah, it happened just to you. What did I see on camera? Did I not say that if I am this person that they claim me to be, right? If I'm this scam, this rip-off artist, May the Lord take everything from me. May he cast me out in the street. May he destroy me. Did I say that? What has happened since then? We got a panel technology. Ad text popping off. I designed the screen with a ring, a halo system around it, which I'm actually going to be designing another one crazier than that. And nothing happened to me. My business has advanced by a lot. Our technology has advanced by a lot. And that happened to me, but stuff has started happening to you guys. We got this on your whatchamacallit TV. It's on your Cat TV, Taco Cat TV. All right, I'm gonna do let me see. What's this cyberpunk ambient, relaxing and cozy? Ooh, got a nice little setup on here. All right, okay, we're done on all that. Just want to put that out there real quick. Good, voice my opinion real quick. Oh, and who the freak is on there talking about my PCs at the end of the day? Bill one, because I've been on your account. I ain't see jack on there. Some guy basically sent some dumb nonsense over to me talking about, oh, you're using those old, outdated parts at the end of the day. First things first, you don't even know what an upgrade is. Second of all, your console, I can tell that from the door. Because again, PC, they kind of talk different to each other. It's a different form of chatter than console. Console can't talk about, oh, I'm going to be updating my graphic card the next day and my RAM and all that. You don't talk like that because you can't do that. We do that. We can compare parts. Yeah, well, my RAM's so and so and so, this, that, and the other. Really? That's what's happening? Yeah, what'd you do for your power supply? I got like the gold certified edition. That's our communications. Yours is more like, well, yeah, I got the new case that snaps on. I mean, it's nice. It's a good case and all. And I got this new controller with some skin. That's you. That's not us. So conversation is different. So when you sit there and say, well, the PC's behind me because they have a 1050, the 1050 behind me can run quite a lot. On top of that, it still would be an upgrade. You don't understand the word upgrade. That's what I mean by crack a book. Yeah, crack a book. Because anything is an upgrade. If it's better than the previous part that you had, that makes it an upgrade. I don't care if it's an older part. If it's a part that's slightly newer than that part, it's still an upgrade because it's better than the previous version that you just upgraded to. So you can't say that, oh, it has to be next year top of the line model. If that's the case, your parts in your system is old. You know that? You know how old a 4070 is? A 4070 is old. You would have a 5090 sitting in there. And if you sit there and say, oh, 5090s are not out yet, let me explain something to you. Companies can get those things. Companies can get special orders. They can get things before you can get them. There's somebody over there on YouTube with a 5090 already talking about it. I forgot. It's a big time guy who does computers and stuff like that. I forgot his name anymore. He just built some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, he's the one that built the cardboard PC. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He's the one who built one of those cardboard PCs too. Yeah, he has one. It's a 59. He did one for testing. I was watching the video on it. It's pretty fascinating. But anyway, as I said before, that yeah. So anyway, you went in talking about my machines behind me, talking about, well, they're outdated. First things first, that machine right there can do something your PS5 can't do. It can run projector mapping application software. Can you run that off your PS5? No, you can't, can you? No. It wouldn't understand it at all, period. That machine can understand it. What about I got a software on there for the Connect system, so we can make it fully interactive, so we can drag and drop objects across back and forth. Can you put that? Can you put a Connect unit up to your? Oh, you can't do that. Wrong hardware, right? Okay, just wondering. What if y'all wanted to run the Index G2 or any one of them? You can't do that either, can you? That motherboard sitting on that thing allows that thing to be upgraded to run a GTX and the G2 VR system. And your system too, and the Quest. You can't do that, can you? I can play with your controllers. I can play with the Xbox controllers. I can play with our controllers. You can't do that, can you? Oh, there you go. You can't do that either. That machine's upgradable. I can change out parts and upgrade at will. You can't do that. You have access to hard drive, and only hard drive you have is an M2 stick. And if you raise the price on that and go to something a little more higher, it's going to cost you more. They didn't give you options. They didn't give you SAT outputs. So you're forced to use that. can't even break it down. You only got a mini PCI Express, which I have on here, which allows me to drop a card in here that allows me to drop 4 individual bays for M2s. You don't have that, do you? All right, just wondering. So that motherboard that sits on there can do more than what your PS5 can do. That's a micro ITX board, by the way. These aren't Dells. These are different motherboards. I had them upgraded. And the liquid cooling system that I have sitting on both of these, yeah, your PlayStation can't keep itself cool. On top of that, not alone, you can't even get to certain areas that trap dust in your system that's going to cause your heatsink system to overheat because it's clouded by dirt. I can get access to all of this. So these are actually much more advanced than your PS5. Now, if you sit there, you want to talk about graphic-wise, really, I told you, I build. That's the difference between PC and console. We build. Now, you could buy, but eventually, you end up building either way. Everybody buys a PC. Once in a while, is going to go in there and look around. You're going to go and look around, and you're going to be like, this is it? And that's pretty much it. Yeah, you can go. And they're going to start replacing parts in there. And next thing you know, they're going to replace that part, this part, this part, this part, this part. And they're going to get to the hard stuff like the GPU, which is really not that hard. And they're going to figure out how easy. Like, wow, that's all I had to do was just update for my CPU. That's it. And then there you go. You became a builder that fast. Yep. And next thing you know, you'll be looking at your case next like, I don't even like the case anymore. I want to change the case out to something else. See, gentlemen, that's what you don't understand. This is where I have to explain to people. We're going to off topic here for a minute. We're just talking about PCs and stuff like this, but we're going to talk about this anyway. You don't know jack at the end of the day. See, there's different types of PC gamers. There are PC builders. You got people who buy their PCs, all right? There's still PC gamers at the end of the day. They have a PC. They buy. Yeah, people build at the end of the day. That'd be me. Hello. And there are people who build and mod. That would be me also too, because I do build and mod my machines. Now, the modder is a person who basically, what's the modder with you? The modder at the end of the day is the person who basically has to change and alter everything. Everything down from its liquid cooling system, everything. He wants to figure out different ways on how to build it in different ways. That's where customization comes in for us. And we love customization so much. But sometimes customization isn't enough. We want more. We want to be able to design things a certain way, to look a certain way. So we have to go way beyond that. Like changing out my power supply because I didn't like the look of it. So I made it glow in the dark, change the color of the fans, all that cool stuff like that, right? I'll show you how to make one glow in the dark next. And run EL wire and all that cool stuff in it. But anyway. That's what we do. We alter and change things the way we want them to be. So with that being said, the biggest trip for a person to mod, build their own case. Because now you're way outside the box now. You have now evolved into a section where you no longer need the case itself to house the machine that you're building, for you are now building the house itself to house the parts that you are basically building. You step into another area. Now, I like doing these whole box setups, but the next trippy for me at the end of the day is to skip the boxes. And keep in mind, for those of you basically sending me stupid messages about the whole post, no, I'm sorry, you got that wrong. But I'm going to show you how that works, because I filed most post office fraud charges against you for a person who made that statement. Yeah, because we got you basically violating the United States Postal Service by what? The letters I have here in the drawer, right? I'm going to show you how that works pretty soon. Because some letters are going to be coming to you real soon. But anyway, so the next stage is, can I build the system itself from next to nothing? Which means that we have the box to show the shape and the size. But what if we just do it all flat? Well, we build the boxes. We build everything. That's the next level of basically of modding. Of being able to put a PC anywhere the freak you want. Some people, I love the fact that not only would they put a PC in the room, they can change it all. They can make it look like a table or a flower pot or whatever they want, casino machine, whatever they want. But it's a PC. That's what I love about them. People do that because it's modding work at the end of the day. So, the machine I have here, you were so quick to act at the end of the day, but someone, it's a PC. So I've been building PCs for long before I was doing basically screen paints at the end of the day. Are you freaking kidding me? See how long I've been programming and building machines? A heck of a lot longer than some of you have had your YouTube channel. I've been doing these machines for a long time. Put it this way, when I started on an AT motherboard. You know what an AT motherboard is, right? Socket 270. And you run the IDE cables. not the SATA, the IDs. That's the one where they had a huge separate PCI slot that connected to the side of the motherboard. Thing was the size of a large pizza box. They're huge. Yeah, they were the Intels. Not Pentium 2s, Pentium 3s, and 4s and 5s. Intel. I don't remember which one had the wintergreen PCs. The wintergreen PCs from Tiger Direct. I remember those. Anyway, so that's when you had your 8-bit graphic card. Smooth 8-bit graphic card. That far back. Yeah. As for console goes, you got to, you don't know what, I was gaming on SaturnNet. You know what SaturnNet was? They had a 14.4 internet speed, which is much slower than 56K or 56K times 2. You know. But anyway, let's get back to this. So, I thought I'd have some fun with this new PC build we have here, because I like it. I really do. I like it a lot. It looks like I was trying to go for like a kind of I'm doing a steampunk, but then I thought let's do a building. Let's do a building steampunk with neon lights and all different types of LED screens flashing across. I mean, we're gonna really hook this thing up. This thing is so freaking complicated. It has 5 switches. 5 different switches for RGBs, because they have to go off in different things. We can't have them all doing the same color, because that's kind of boring. So each one has to have its own intellectual section to itself. Everything on that thing is RGB. The freaking ATX cables, the freaking cables that go back and forth for the the liquid cooling system. It's going to be using RGB, of course, but the tubing, the liquid cooling tubing, they're all done. I think it's West wire tracing EL lights are going to be pushing all through this thing in different forms of color, but each one are going to synchronize differently. Even the hard drive bay looks like a garage. It's pretty cool. It runs 10 fans on this thing. 2 ports for each side, 80 millimeters. So basically, let me break it down for you. Naysayer, I want you to pay attention to this, okay? Because I'm about to school the daylights out of you. Show you how it's done. So, my baby I have here is my ultimate PC design. It's an i9 processor, which I'm about to order. It's 129K, which means basically it's unlocked, which means I'm going to overclock the freaking daylights out of that sucker. It's going to be freaking amazing. My motherboard's an MSI. Basically has that one clock, hit it one time. Overclocks automatically. I had done with the last PC, freaking loved it. RAM capability. Now, you have what on your RAM? 16 gigabytes. You do know the boards we have over here do 32, right? Just want to let you know. But anyway, this system does 128 of DDR5. Should I repeat myself? 128 gigs of DDR5. All right. The humble pie got caught in there for a minute. Kind of got choked on that. Come on. Oh, gotta get that out of here. They get caught up in there every once in a while. I gotta take it down with that. All right, so hard drive space. Oh, this is gonna hurt a lot. I mean, it's really gonna hurt a lot. I mean, it's gonna really hurt a lot. But we'll get through this. We'll get through this. The hard drive space I'm putting on here, the M2, is 2 terabytes. Now I know you can say, "Oh, I got 2 terabytes too." Yeah, but we got a slot system we're gonna hook on here that runs an additional 2 terabytes for each slot. There's 4 slots on here, so each one of them gonna be filled with 2 terabytes of M2, but it's going to have an additional. I got 6 SATA outputs, high speed. One of them is going to run 8 terabytes by itself for backup, and I can fill every single one of those up. What do you do with all that? Who needs all? Hey, this is where it comes up to. This is where we get to this part. It's really funny, people, because we get to the part where they talk all this trash, and we talk about how crazy the specs are, and then they start crying about who needs all that. Why would you have all that power? Because we can. That's why. That's the whole purpose. Because we can. We could do that. We have that ability. We can get that power. Okay. Let's back it up here because we get a little crazy. People back it up, get behind the line. All right. Now, what's going to be next? What's going to be next? The graphic card. Now, I wanted to do something different. I did this before with an Intel processor and an AMD graphic card, and it didn't go well. They didn't marry well. But things have changed, and now you can do both. They both marry quite nicely together. And after doing the research, I was like, oh, because I do like the AMD cards. I like the AMD graphic cards. I love them. So I'm thinking about. I'm definitely going to get a 76, an RTX. Let's just speed this up here. So mind you, my which one's going in? It's basically going to be an RX 7600 XT OC, which is overclock. We can overclock those cards. 16 gigabytes of DDR6. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I can upgrade that higher too if I want to. Because, you know, you have that option to upgrade it higher. Oh, my ports on my system can do a PCI Express 4.0 or 5.0. I'm going 5.0, baby. That's what I'm about to go do. Now, of course, with something that big on there, we're going to have to liquid cool it, right? So we're going to liquid cool it. We're going to shut it down, cool it down. I got another in the back of it, 80. I got a 120 millimeter single. And on this side over here, we're going to drop in not 240, but 360 liquid cooling system on this side. Of course, you know, basically one of them is going to protrude a little higher up, right? Oh, yeah, because we're going to build a whole little duct system that's going to connect from here and to here. It's kind of artwork design we're going to do. It's going to look pretty cool for the case. It's actually amazing. Hey, should we get a fan control in this thing? I want to get a fan control. We got 10 fans running off the thing. We get a fan control on these things. Got to get a fan control. Speed up them RPMs. Make them a little more powerful for our liquid cooling system. So I'm going to icebox my system. It's going to be on a refrigeration unit. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, did we miss anything? We got the RAM. We got the massive graphic card. That. Oh, by the way, naysayers, it does 4K, and guess what? I can go over 120 frames per second. My CPU will be overclocked, my GPU will be overclocked, and I'll be cooling it down to an icy 17 Celsius with a 2-fan system hooked up to a fan speed controller to speed up my RPMs. Of course, I'm picking up these high-powered fans. They're about $27 a piece, but they actually do over 3,000 RPMs. Oh. We need a moment of silence. Now, what about the power supply? Well, I need much to run what we run on here, roughly. So I went with 850 watts certified gold. It has a separate, you know, you don't have these wires all over the place. You can plug in what you want, you know, because I like them better. So this thing is going to be so freaking sick that the motherboard doesn't even lay flat to the board. You know what the motherboard does? You know that system I have over here with the motherboard sitting on ice cubes? Yeah, the motherboard actually sits out. It has a design I'm putting around it that's going to be basically look like the something out of Cyberpunk. We got a billboard going in the background, several LED displays. That's going to be an actual working clock with neon lights wrapped on through it. I got to do a wire trace all through here. It's going to be a wire job like no other. So this thing's going to look absolutely super realistic. Is this the color of it? No. We're going to do a nice bright neon yellow and traces of black. Now, once you put that trace of black, then you put the little bits and the little reds and whites and stuff that causes it to set off. And the colors have to come in like those beautiful colors we have over there. It's going to be quite beautiful, people. It's going to be a working piece of art. Sorry about that. Something's got in my eye. I think it may be my allergies. Oh! Anyway, doing a customized button for it. Yeah, I actually paint my own buttons. So if I don't like the color of it, I can paint it to wherever I want. Customization. Yeah! And this all lights up too on top of it. I thought this would be the perfect button for our Cyberpunk system. And yes, I'm going to let like the daylight side of that. Now, what were you saying about my PC builds again? This thing will crush your console system. Now, those of you, let's make this clear, if you love your console system, you're all about, you're not about that nonsense, you know, bragging, enjoy your system, have fun. Hey, have many, many fun days of gaming. I wish you well. But those of you talk trash, this will crush your console system. Not only will it crush your PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and your PS6 at the same time. Just crush them. Yeah. Because my board I have sitting on here is a $500 board. And that $500 board gives that machine the ability to be able to upgrade itself at will. Way beyond your PS6. You will bow to my machine. You will know true power. Now, anybody else, but if you're just in it for fun and having fun with the game system and all, hey, have fun. I have nothing against the casual game. I love the casual game. You know why? The casual gamer loves their game at the end of the day. They're the coolest people there. They don't have all the bragging and crying. They don't do any of that stuff. They just go in there at the system and have fun. They couldn't care less about the graphics. As long as they're having a game they can play and enjoy, something they can submerge into, that's what I love about the casual gamer. They don't get into all that nonsense in the day. Only reason why PC gamers have to get into this with console all the time because console has a bad habit of coming in and just overstepping your boundaries. How the guy said it on freaking on the David Chappelle show. I'm not gonna say the curse word, but you're something line stepper all the time. You always cross the line. And let me explain something to you, console fanboy. Your console system is no more. It is no more. If you sit there and say, what do you mean, Mr. Bird? What are you talking about? No more. Your system has been handing over its exclusive games since 2020, which means the only thing that makes the console system is exclusives. And your exclusives have been passing over to PC. Because I got your games on my account. Your exclusive games are sitting on my account. Do I sit there and pay some $17 to go play your game? No, it's free on PC. Right? This is the part that gets me. I'll never get over this. They tell you anything. You hardcore fanboys. I'm not ranking you down because I was a hardcore fanboy with Xbox. Super hardcore fanboy. All right? I bought their systems even though they were burning out. I was still buying them. But after a while, you get to a point you realize it's money. It comes down to money. They couldn't care less how hardcore of a fanboy you are. It's money at the end of the day. You are a dollar symbol. That's all the freak you will be. PC, we already know that from the door. That we're all dollar symbols on PC. We know that from the door because the parts cost us money. That's why. It's a business. See, that's why I said the difference between PC and console. When you build a PC, it's business at the end of the day. You know it's business. Everything you put into that machine is your investment right there at the end of the day. It's business. That's what it comes down to. But the console gamer at the end of the day, you guys think about, oh, we're this and that, because they get you all hyped up. They get you all hyped up like we sold so many systems. We're better than that system. Do a little console war thing back and forth. You ever seen PC do one of those commercials where they have a PC against another PC? It's PC, blah, blah, blah. That's it. They don't do that. They just show the PC and they show the specifications that's coming with it. Where you get this, graph card, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And this was the older system we used to have, and now it has an upgrade from this, da, 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 da. But you guys do the whole Nintendo and Genesis war back and forth nonsense, like Xbox and PlayStation. That's what y'all do. So, get you guys all hyped up. But it's a business at the end of the day. So, if you look at your system, it costs too much money. Your console literally costs too much money. Your console costs, it's not, and it's funny, it's interesting how that goes, because again, if you grew up in the era of the TurboGrafx 16 and the Panasonic 3DO and all that stuff, the Neo Geos and all that, those systems were expensive. They were the same price that you would have paid for your systems now. As a matter of fact, the PS3 would be more expensive than the PS5 because the PS3 was around $800 when they came out because they had a Blu-ray player on them, and that's when Blu-ray players are big. I love when console gamers don't come in, they don't know their stuff at the end of the day. Some of them do. Some of them do know their stuff. They come in and they talk to me back and they're like, yeah, you remember that? Yeah, I remember that too. So I remember it came so. See, that's the person I can talk to at the end of the day. But the new ones that come in, oh my goodness, I swear. And if I get in a time machine, just throw you in there and just put you back down to 1980 and say, come back later. But anyway. Systems were expensive. They were expensive. I don't know why people get upset about systems now. You have any idea what the N64 games used to cost back in the day? They were $80, $90, $100 cartridges. Cartridges cost so much more money to press on. Yeah, you could get a used NEC game back in the day for $50. Used for $50. That game would be usually $80, $90. Easy. Yeah, you paid for that 64 bits, didn't you? Even though they did a lot of it with a bunch of fog in the background, like Turok. Turok had so much fog in the background. I thought I was playing in London in that game half the time. Because, they did that to hide the bad graphics. They would put a lot of fog and shading and all that crap in it, whatever. But anyway, you didn't think about that because it was a game. We had N64. That's all that mattered. But anyway, so what made the console is its system. It's exclusives. That's the reason why I stayed on the 360. That the system kept burning out on me. There's Gears of War on there. I'm a huge Halo fan. Halo was no other system. I got Halo now on PC right now. But Halo was no other system but Xbox. So I kept buying the system. You know why? Because I couldn't play the games anyplace else. because the exclusive games kept me there. I could build PCs and build me anything I want to, but I stayed with the 360. Matter of fact, I had a PC when I had my 360. I was on the 360 more. You know why? The exclusives kept me there. But they had ported them exclusives over the PC. Yeah, goodbye. Because if my machine has a problem, I can fix it at the end of the day. I don't have to send it back in some coffin, wait for Microsoft to fix it, and then they bring it back and it still burn out again on me. Like I already went through that crap already with the coffins. That's where that comes from. You ever heard the term Gen Z when somebody says, hey, you remember the gaming coffins? That's where that comes from. It's the 360s. They call them coffins. You get that box from Microsoft. You know, you put your system in there, make sure you mark it so you can get your same motherboard back if you remember to do that one. And then when it gets back, they send you like 2 months of Xbox Live for free. By then, you didn't care because your freaking leading dashboard dropped because you weren't in the room to do tournaments. But anyway, yeah, that nonsense. So anyway, your systems, yeah, they're can't really say they're expensive because I've seen more expensive systems than what you have right now. I don't even know how to even argue that one. When we had machines that were more, Neo Geo cost more than your system. Heck, three Neo Geo games. I think 4 of them would cost as much as your system. They were like $150, $300 games because the cartridges were huge, the size of VCR tapes. Yeah, I don't know about that. See, it's different, a different generation. But still, at the end of the day, they can't keep up. You can't keep it up. They can't keep it up. The hardware does cost a lot of money. You think all that chatter didn't get back to their home base about how expensive that system was? They can't afford, if you understand the business part of it all, these games that are coming out look more and more advanced, right? They're making these more high-tech games, right? And they need hardware to run these games. You can't run freaking PlayStation 5 games off an Atari 2600. Why? The hardware. It's not going to run it. So they have to keep buying and investing in more expensive hardware. And if these hardware prices are going up, guess what's going to make the system expensive? This is going to cost more money. And console has a threshold. You can't go over a certain area because again, it's too expensive. Because not everybody's going to spend $1,000 for a console. PC, on the other hand, yeah, because we're used to the parts. We're used to it. It's an investment. It's a different type of gaming. So we're going to spend the money because we know what it comes with. It's not a sticker shock for us at the end of the day. That's what it comes with. But the beautiful thing about PC is the fact that, hey, if you can't afford a 59, you got 20 different graphic cards that you can go play on that, guess what, will be compatible with the games you got. Like I showed you, when I sat there and said, man, they duped the daylights out of you on that PS5 because they sat there and said, PS5 Pro, that they gave this insane graphic card in there, and they said, oh, you need this graphic card in order to play God of War. You don't need that whole equivalence to a 4070 just to play God of War. That's what you're going to need, to play God of War. And you guys are like, oh my goodness, the graphics is so amazing. We could do this on a card this high power. And then we go look at it on PC when we get the port, and we can play it on a 20 series. Way lower than what you're running right now. And looks far better because you know why? We can overclock those the system. We're running our parts are much more advanced than yours, so we can run it on a 20 series. So if it runs off a 20 series, why do you have a 40 series sitting in that thing? Why? Let's give you something to think about right there. Anyway, yeah, you're getting bamboozled. Those who paid for the anniversary edition, how does that feel to pay for the anniversary edition and find out that the PlayStation was porting their exclusive games since 2020 over to PC? But you gotta understand, Mr. Bird, it's limited edition. It's one of a kind. No, it's not one of a kind. It's a Pro with a snap-on case on the side of it. That's all you got. Your controller. Is it a different controller than the PS5 Pro? No. Same thing, right? Okay. That little handheld system that comes with it, right? Can you get down there? You can buy that separately, right? Okay. Okay, cool. The carrying case, too, yeah. Okay. So all that stuff they have on you can buy, right? What about the parts inside of it? It's got a different RAM. Does it have different hard drive? Does it have a different CPU, GPU? Anything different on it? Same thing as the Pro, right? The only thing different is the snazzy case that has that whole, anniversary edition. So you paid $1,000 for basically a plastic case. I give you a word of advice. I would buy up as many rare, find the most rarest that you could find, something you know that they're not going to make. It's going to be very hard to get. This is a good time to invest into physical disc, because physical disc aren't going to exist anymore. Can you imagine if you had the opportunity, like I did, which I didn't take advantage of, to get Mario Kart or any of the Nintendo games, the NES games, or the rare retro systems when I was gaming at the time, if you had saved a couple of those back, mint condition in a box and open? You got to figure out which one's going to be super popular, because at one point, those discs are not going to exist anymore. And everything's going to be digital. Now, it's funny how business is when they tell you about the whole digital era, because it's a better way. It's cheaper because they don't have to basically press it to a CD anymore. Much like back then with cartridge, because it was cheaper doing a CD, because again, cheaper. But digital can stand for something else too. It means you could port your games to any platform. And that's what's going to happen to your PS5 system. The hardware in the system costs too much money. It's too much money for the system. The PS6 is going to be far more expensive than that, and they're not going to make a PS6. I'm going to tell you right now for the door. Because they've been porting games over to PC since 2020. That means they've been doing it for quite some time. And they've been doing it for quite some time, and they haven't stopped. They're going to continue to do it. So with that being said, yeah, they're not going to do any more hardware. What's the point? Why? Why would you do any hardware? What time we got here? I got to wrap this. I got something I got to do today. Why would you do any hardware? I already explained already, but we moved on to bigger and better things. I already put that in there real quick. So we changed software real quick to talk this game real quick, because some people brought some stuff up while I was on the band. Why? Why would I buy your system? Why? Why? You know, it's funny. I told you about you fanboys at the end of the day. Big business will tell you anything to get $1 out of you. What did they tell you? They told you that the reason why they ported games over to PC to make the PC gamers come over to console, right? They've been porting games since 2020. How many PC gamers have come over to your system right now? Why would I go over there? So, let me get this straight. I got a machine over here. I can upgrade at will. Right? You know, as long as the motherboard allows me to do. Motherboard lets you do whatever you need to do. So I got a good PC, I can upgrade whatever I want. When I play online, I play for free. No subscription costs, none of that whatsoever. None of that at all whatsoever. DLCs are free on there. I get DLCs from time to time for free. Tons of free games. I got a bunch of free games just downloaded onto my account, you know. Got the same dashboard you got, except for my dashboard is a little more advanced than yours. As for that whole going on Facebook and blah, 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 come on, PC was doing it a long time ago. Facebook, all those ones, yeah, done. We can run programs off our system and all that stuff, cool stuff. We can mod our system without being prosecuted or banned at the end of the day or do that nonsense. Multiplayer games, you know how many versions of multiplayer games are on PC? For those people like Warhammer, how many Warhammers did they give you guys? You know how many Warhammers are on PC? It would blow your freaking mind. There are games on PC that you can't play. We got retro games on there. We got everything. You play all your platforms easy. Can't do that. With this digital, yeah, you could. But you're stuck. Your system can't be upgraded. And the only way you can upgrade the system is you buy a whole new one. So now you're sitting there with 5 systems staring you in the face, and just the only difference is they all have the same, they all have hard drives, they all have CPUs and GPUs and whatever. It's just the little parts are a little different. You had to buy a whole new system to do that. So, yeah, why would I come over there? If I need a new graphic card, just yank it up a new graphic card and I'm done. So, what's going to happen is PlayStation is going to go third party. Now, if you weren't around in the era I was at, you would have seen third party pop up. I've seen it happen before. See, Sega did that. Sega went third party. Sega decided they were tired of doing hardware. We're tired of it. We're just going to lease our games out to other company and make more money, which is a smart idea because, again, that means they can have their games out to everybody and they'll make money off you, they make money off you, they make money off you, they make money off you. Not just you small group over here, just this right here, this is just y'all. That's it. They're just going to make money off you. And that's going to stay on your system because it's exclusive. Maybe never will come over to one of our systems, or maybe might come over maybe in like 4 or 5 years by now, but they can get their money now. How would you rather be paid on your check? Would you rather basically have your money now, or would you have to wait 4 years to get your paycheck? Which one you want? I think you'd rather have your money now, right? So that's what they're going to do. They're going to basically port their games over on every freaking system they can get their hands on, and they're going to make their money everywhere. They're going to make it. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to watch your system get ported on all different forms of platforms. Now, why would you buy their console system? Because they have something like, okay, Steel Battalion. Steel Battalion on Xbox was only exclusive for Xbox only. That controller only worked on an Xbox system. So if you wanted to play Steel Battalion, you had to go out and you had to buy the giant controller. Of course, yeah, it worked better with the controller. Trust me, the controller did it on justice. And you can only play it on an Xbox. That's it. So anyway, Xbox fan kept coming back. Halo. Halo was only available on Xbox. Guess what? You got Xbox. Gears of War. There you go. Same thing with PlayStation. PlayStation had certain games. Oh, at one point, PlayStation 2, Grand Theft Auto was only exclusive to Grand Theft PlayStation. Only at one point. And then they allowed it to end up on the Xbox platform and PC. Now, it was as PC and PlayStation had it first, but Xbox didn't have it yet. So, with that being said, those exclusive games make your system. But if they actually port those games over to other systems, it's lights out. No one's going to buy the console system. What's the point? You can go over to PC. You can build a PC or buy a PC for like $500 with good parts in it. Really good parts, $500. Go online and play as much as you want through Steam. They have a whole Steam community over here, huge, massive Steam community. What else? You can mod on your system, do anything. You got to do a little streaming service. They got all that stuff over there doing streams and all that stuff like that. You'll be getting to it more professionally. You're on a PC. So, you hook all that up, edit and all that cool stuff. You like to do modding. You like to mod. You got some crazy mod skills. You go on PC, mod all you want. Matter of fact, people pay you for mods over there, too. Your mods are good enough, you can basically sell them and make some money. So, with that being said, what about people saying, well, I'm going to be stuck on my computer monitor, and I can't basically play on my desk, but they got this big screen mode. You can basically play on your couch. You can have your wireless controllers. Maybe you're not into the PC controllers. Maybe you're into console controllers. Guess what? You can run those too. You can run your PS5 controllers, your Xbox controllers, any controllers I want. I can go back and get those retro game controllers and run it off PC. So again, yeah, more options. So why would I come to a console and play if your games are over here already? Why? I got Hell Drivers on my system right now. I played it from time to time. Actually, a really good game. I don't pay for that. Some people are saying, but I don't pay for it all because I get it for free. Would you still pay for it? You've got to pay to go on this server to play the game for free. You still got to pay. You may get it for free on the system, but you still got to pay. So what's going to happen is Sony is going to become 100% full throttle third party. And you're going to hear an announcement come up saying, hey, look, I've heard this one before. We decided to go third party because, again, the equipment costs too much money and this will keep the price lower on our games and stuff like that. Blah, 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 blah. They just want to make more money. And you, console gamer, are going to come to PC. Full circle. We need to how we're going to put the clock together. That clock is going to be insane. We should make it out of cardboard, but does that have to move? I think we need a real clock on there. You're going to have to put a real clock. Jack, now we're going to find a clock to fit in that thing. Anyway. You're going to come on PC. That's what's going to happen to you. You're going to like it better. A lot better. You're going to get used to saving that $17 a month. You're going to do something extra with that right there at the end of the day. You don't have to worry about that. And you can get a PC for $500 with good parts in it. A lot of good parts in it. Top of that, you'll learn some skills. Those you ain't afraid to go inside the box, check it out for a little bit, look around, you know what I mean? Get some tutorial on it. You'll be changing out your own parts in no time at all. Change out your RAM, your hard drive, CPU, GPU, liquid cooling system in it. Yeah, you're going to have a ball with that thing at the end of the day. It's a fantastic changeover. You're going to love it. And you can play all your PlayStation games, because that's what's going to happen, over on PC and over 60 frames per second. You know how beautiful that's going to be? To play it over 60 frames per second. And I sit there and watch your game sputter out because it can't reach that 30 frame per second mark. You're going to enjoy all those perks. All those perks. Those are in the driving games. There are so many different forms of driving. A simulator steering wheel for a PC, it'll make your head pop. Those are in the flight simulators. Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start at. Don't know where to start at. Modification for controllers, keyboards, anything you can think of. Headsets. Oh my goodness, headsets on PC are freaking amazing. Soon, you will all be PC masteries. You will become. Now you're about to become full circle. You're about to come home. That's what you're about to do. I know you fought it for a while. You did. You fought it. But now you're coming home. Welcome back. Been a long journey. A long journey. I took it myself. I just bought every console game that came out there on the market. Long journey. Yeah, but eventually you come back. Now, for those of you saying, I'm not computer savvy. Come on, man. This ain't 1980 when PCs came out. You're like, oh my God, how I got to go to class. And remember that when PCs came out and really PCs started coming out with Windows and all that? And people had to take courses just had to learn the keyboard. They were terrified of the PC. And we're not in that era anymore. It's very simple. You got one that work, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I'm going to put over top that market right there. It's the same thing. Man. So many testimonies online, people crying about how they changed over. They finally saw the light. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Bringing tears to my eyes just thinking about it. All you console gamers transferred over to PC. Enjoying the fruits of your labor. It's going to be beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. The console's going to be supplying all games, all third parties, but PC supplying games. Yeah, they're beautiful. The only console system out there is going to be Nintendo. Nintendo didn't do it. Nintendo, Xbox did it. Xbox games got 8 games on Xbox, man, over on PC. Come on, they're Microsoft. Cool. Her games are over here. But PlayStation, man, I saw God of War up there on a PC. I was like, what in the world? Am I seeing? I thought it was saying like a glitch or something. Like maybe somebody put it as a joke. Like, wait a minute, God of War? That's exclusive. Uncharted, if I'm saying that correctly, right? That's on there too. The Last of Us on there too. Ratchet and Clank on there too. Yeah, and they've been over here since 2020. That's going to be crazy, I'm telling you. Well, all right. Glad we got that out of our system. Got a chance to talk about that, you know what I mean? And they say at the end of the day, look, you're going to have to accept it. It's going to hurt the fanboy big time. The fanboy's going to be hurt the most. He might stick, you know what? He might pay the $17 a month and keep paying that $17, $18, $19 a month. They'll keep raising it, whatever. They might keep paying. They'll stay in there. They'll stay in it to the nitty gritty. You will stay in there until you go to your friend's house and watch him play God of War at freaking 120 frames per second on a graphic card that actually does 4K. You're gonna, oh, that looks amazing. Oh no, buddy, you understand, man? I reprogrammed this game, man. I changed the shading, the mapping, and everything. I made this thing look super. You can do that, and get in trouble for that. Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Yeah, and go back and look at you like Atari 2600. And for those of you who sit there and say, graphics aren't everything. All right, so graphics aren't everything, right? All right, you wouldn't mind basically getting rid of your system and go get yourself an Atari, right? Can't do it with the graphics, can you? Graphics are everything, baby. Yeah, everything. Everything. I know another thing is everything in the game. The laws of physics is everything in the game. Because I play some games with some jacked up laws of physics. Like, I'll tell you something that's really good laws of physics. Just Cause 3, blow up everything in the game. And Far Cry. You ever throw a molly in the middle of a field and freaking Far Cry? I mean, literally half the board goes down with it. You gotta be careful with basically lighting fire. Not to bring it up as a touchy subject because of what's going on in California, but you know what I'm talking about. If it's not nothing to do with them. 'Cause I don't want people taking that to offense, like, oh my God, it's so about that. Seriously, stop moving. Who is moving the rock? Gee whiz. Anyway, like the physics in that game is unbelievable. I remember when I was playing a Far Cry and I ran out of freaking bullets and I threw a molly. That was the biggest mistake of my life because the entire board went up. I mean, literally went up. And I'm thinking like, okay, it's gonna hit a spot and fizzle out. No, 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 no. I got set on fire. Like I had fire all around me. Like it just kept spreading and spreading, hitting the trees and spreading. I was like, wow, the physics on that game are really, really good. Shit, that mind me thinking about it. I might just go down like Far Cry. I think I'm with the other version. I like that one better. Far Cry 3, I got on my nerves. Far Cry 4 is pretty good. Mm-hmm. Ugh. I think I got everything off my chest. I'm done talking. Ugh. Go work on my PC. I got the panel screen to finish up. Got to get that done. I got the other one I got to finish. Got parts coming in for this machine. I think a van's coming today to finish off this one. Not finish off. We're still building on it. Oh, I got to update the website. Now the gamer screen paint's not screen paint anymore. It's a physical 150-inch acoustic blackout cloth surface that makes it easy for us to ship it from A to B. We got the panel screens. If I didn't mention that already, we got a tabletop panel screen coming out for interactive technology, which we already ordered the equipment for that. Yes, I got a whole lot to do. I got to change out my business cards. I have to go in and I have to change out the 800 number. Now, they say I went to today, he's changing out the 800 number because we've been getting on his nerves and they got to go. No, 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 no. I'm getting rid of it because, again, we're changing everything because we're going to be doing business offline. And when business offline, I'm getting my real number put on my business cards. They can reach directly to me. We don't need 800 number. We got emails. And besides, I look at my survey on like how many people contact me versus how many people email me. We got more people email me for business than we had basically for calls. That's how when you go into supermarket and you find that a product is not there anymore. You know why it's not there anymore? Because they do a survey like how much of that stuff did we sell this year? We sold more of that. They're going to cut the one that they don't sell anymore. They're going to keep the one that does sell because that's where they're getting their money from. So if it's not working, they get rid of it and put something else in its place or something that has been selling better than that one. That's why you go to the supermarket and you find like, well, it was here the entire way they got rid of it. Why did they get rid of it? I bought it. I liked it. Yeah, you might bought it and liked it, but 100 people or 200, 300 to 1,000 might not have liked it. So they outweigh your decision. So bye-bye. That's how that works. All right. Now, are we going to be doing streams all the time? No. I told you that. I like doing the pre-recordings. The reason why I do the pre-recordings, it's fast, it's easy. I don't stray from here to there. I get the video done. I get more work done. A lot more work done. And everything happens for a reason. When people sit there and say, "Oh, but you must have did," everything happens for a reason. See, this is I warn people about this. You know what? Don't do stuff like that. You have any fear of God? Do you have fear of God? Do you? You don't, right? When you're walking around the streets, you know what I mean, nothing going on, you got no fear, right? Until somebody jumps in front of you with a shotgun, now you got a lot of fear pop off, doesn't it? Then you start thinking at the end of the day, oh Lord, please save me, save me. You start praying. You're on a plane, you ain't got no fear, right? Until a wing pops off that baby, it's just crashing to the earth. Now you're praying, oh Lord, please save me, save me, save me, save me. You're on a boat, right? You got no fear whatsoever. Huge tidal wave pops out of nowhere and just tosses your boat all over the place. Now you're praying, right? All right, then stop doing that nonsense. At the end of the day, you got a habit of putting God's words in people's mouths, and twisting things around. It's something in the Bible about that. You don't want to mess around with that. It's very dangerous, extremely dangerous. And if you think for a second that, well, I'm not in any danger because there's anyone after me. There is someone after you. He's after you every single day. He watches you every day. He watches you when you sleep. He watches you when you get up. He watches you when you get in your car. Yeah, he's watching you all the time. You want the other one to watch you, which is God. But the other one's watching you every day. Now, depending on how your household is and how you keep your house tidy so those demons can't get in there, he ain't even in there. He's just sitting across the street telling me, how do I get this one to mess up? But if you are about that life, then yeah, he's watching you sleep every day, just thinking and plotting like, how do I get rid of this one so I can get him over here with me? Yeah. That's what you got to worry about. So that's interesting about man's life, or woman's life, either way. That they think that the people walking around all up and down the streets, the people that you really have to worry about, that's not what you got to worry about. You got to worry about something that's watching you every single day, that knew exactly who you were before you were even born. That's been here for centuries on this earth. There's only one purpose in mind, one goal. No way to stray from left to right. Only one goal only. To take your life as fast as it possibly can so it can get you on the other side. So that way, you got no more forgiveness. God can't help you over there. See, over here, his power is somewhat, but he can't really get you if God gets you first. And if he does get you, then you're in a lot of trouble. You know, certain people end up in situations in their lives that, in some way, that you feel that there's always a way out. There's got to be a silver lining in there somewhere, right? But in this situation, there is no silver lining. It's like facing death row. It is what it is. That's what you get yourself into. And that's what I try to explain. But at the end of the day, there's something out there watching you far worse than you could ever imagine every single day. No matter where you go. Heck, you travel to another country, it's there. You can blast off and go to another planet, it's there. That's why you would make sure that you walk out of that house, you got the armor of God with you. And you ain't serving God, and you're serving the other one. And the other one got plans for you. That's what I find interesting about the naysayers at the end of the day, but they don't understand what's coming after them. It's not me that's coming after you, buddy boy. And we're going to definitely take it to court and all that, yeah. But you got something far worse coming after you. Far, far worse. And again, I don't tell you this because, hey, look, if you want to keep putting pressure on me and carrying and acting well, you go ahead and knock yourself out. But you can't do anything to me because I'm protected by the blood. But I do know that there's something that knows that I'm protected, but he can't touch me, but he can touch you. And he's going to get you to do the dumbest stuff that he could possibly think of to get you caught up in a situation where he can get control. Like you're going through the prison system. We can get control of you. Put you in a situation, a really bad situation. The worst situation he could stick you in, that basically heightens the numbers of him getting his hands on you. And he's going to try to get you into it. That's what you're going to worry about. Mr. Williams, riding around on an e-bike, doesn't understand the situation he gets himself into. You're on an e-bike, buddy, in traffic. Do you know how easy it is for a car to come out of nowhere and just slam right into you and take your life that fast, that quick? This is why people, when they get behind the wheel, they pray. Because you could be coming out of your driveway and get hit by a vehicle and be killed. You can be on the highway minding your own freaking bit and a truck is just crush you right into the side of a guardrail. There are so many different ways on how you could not come back. People get in the car, they all pray, the Lord give us safe passage, because the devil's out there thinking of ways trying to kill you every day. How to get rid of you. Every single day he's thinking about it. And you're stealing from God. He's a fake minister. He doesn't have it. We know the story behind him. Fake minister. And you're stealing from God and you're riding around on an e-bike? How bold are you at the end of the day? That's like preachers that steal $30 billion to buy a jet to fly from here to here and you're stealing money from God. You're flying around the plane using God's money. So who to say a wing don't pop off or an engine stops working, or maybe a bird flies right into the engine? Then what? You're going to prey on the very plane that you stole the money from God to get. How does that work at the end of the day? Interesting, isn't it? So Mr. Williams ride around a little e-bikes all over the place. Put your helmet on and ride around knowing the dirt you're doing, prosecuting a Christian, which you did to me, and then turn around and steal from God. I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Williams. You better be happy that the Lord has mercy on you, because if He didn't, you could have been gone a long time ago. A long time ago. If the Lord wanted to handle your business, you would have been gone a long time ago. Steal from me at the end of the day? How do you feel people, somebody takes steal from you? Say somebody goes in your house and they take your TV, your game system, somebody steal from you. How do it make you feel? Now, Mr. Williams, when you sit there and say that, well, you stole from people because your screen paint problems. Mr. Williams, I got a $500,000 contract. You want to sign it? Oh, speaking of the $500,000 contract, no one walked up for it. What's going on? Nobody want to sign it? Come on, sign it. Go ahead. I'll walk out of that crew. I'll clean your clock. Go ahead. Sign the contract. Got a $500,000 contract. So the contract basically is that anyone feels that I can't back my products up, I'm going to court. And somebody said, well, you don't have we don't have to have a $500,000 to give, but we already know we're going to win it. Because I will crush you in a courtroom easily. If I crush you online all day long, what do you think will happen if you see me in real life? You see my customers? My customers' demonstrations are better than the demonstrations of people who sell their own products. You can't even beat their demonstrations. Now, how you going to beat me at the end of the day? So, you wouldn't dare sign that contract, and you know you wouldn't. But anyway, with that being said, you did make statements saying that I was a scammer, right? I got it all recorded, right? So, either way, we go to court. You're still going to have to back it up. It's going to cost you $250,000, less than $500,000, but you're still going to have to back it up in court. I'm taking it to court because you made a statement saying that my stuff was a scam, right? So, when we go to court, you convince the judge, and if you don't, you're going to lose $250,000. That you don't have. And the fraud charges filed on that, I want at least 5-10 years out of you. So, how are you going to defend yourself? Yeah, all right. All right. Okay. Now I'm glad I got all that cleared up. I'm going to get back to what I got to go do. I'm exhausted and way out there. We did put a bay out there for that. Is this 120, 180 millimeter fans? I don't know what they are. They look like, wait. It's only one way to find out. These are the same size as the whatchamacallit. These are 80 millimeter fans. They never tell you on the side of these things what they are. I love how most of the PC parts, or actually all PC parts went off DC. They went off DC. The Molex adapter is interesting because the Molex adapter takes AC and converts it into DC so you can run the fans. I'm so glad we had this time together. Now, after this little conversation we just had, they're probably all ruffled up. They're just all angry and just the equivalent of someone basically trying to use the bathroom after having buffalo wings at Taco Bell. But anyway, they're going to be all riled up and angry. And gentlemen, I'll see you in court. That's all we got to do. You go call me scam. What do you want? I don't care. We're going to court. You're going to have to talk this over with the judge. You lose that case, it's going to cost you everything. That's what it comes down to. Do all the campaigns you want. I got people documenting you all day long, recording all your stuff for court. So you can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, you're going into a courtroom. You can't convince that judge and my stuff doesn't work. It's going to cost me a lot of money, and I'm going to take time off your life, which means I'm sending you to jail. That's why we filed the fraud charges, because we knew they could carry more weight. So, see you in court. Now, if you don't show up, not going to go well. Lawsuits are still going to go through. I'm still going to execute judgment and take your stuff. And if you don't show up for any one of those criminal charges, you'll get a bench warrant. You don't want one of those things. I'm going to call people today. I got to call somebody about that whole Mr. Williams. I got to reach out to that other department and send them over some more information on him. Yeah, at 7? Really? Gee, I need to get up for things in the morning. Oh, man. Oh, the guy from the church. Are you really what you say you are? Because I'm going to tell you something. This guy came in and said that if I get over, how would we say, all this bitterness and anger at the end of the day? No, we're good. We're not bitter and anger. We're good. We conquered everybody. They're more bitter toward me. But anyway, that he could help me. Again, let me explain something to you. If I tell you that my technology comes from God, why would I need your help? Do you have more money than God? You have more connections than God? You don't. If I just humble myself, you can help me out. So you're saying you're God at the end of the day, because that's the statement you're making. If I humble myself to you, then you would help me. That's what you're trying to do? A very dangerous thing to say to another Christian. Don't do that. Give you a warning. Don't do that. It's very dangerous to do. Now you may sit there and go, "Oh, dangerous, so you're threatening me?" No, 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 no. It's dangerous because you're messing with God. And you don't want to play with that, trust me. I did that one already, a long time ago. Almost cost me my life. So, again, you don't want to play with that. Because God might decide to teach you a lesson. You don't want those lessons at the end of the day. You want mercy in those lessons, but you don't want those kind of lessons. I don't want no lessons. I don't want to go through that ever again as long as I freaking live, ever. As long as I live, I never want to go through that ever again. Went through, I never want to do that again, ever. But anyway, you learn. If something hits you, when God hits you with something, you will remember it for the rest of your life. And I'm 56 and I still remember it like it was yesterday. Never forgot it. So he'll teach you something. He'll teach you good on it. But don't sit there and say, if we humble ourselves to you and saying that we're arrogant to the day. Buddy, if I come out here and I got a right to back my product up 100% and say that I'm better than any other product, I got to prove that. And I have proof on tons of video demonstrations showing my product beating out other screens. So I can say that. That's not being arrogant, that's facts. Right there. That all our technology is better than other screens. I put challenges up. We have matching betters. Anybody doing my matching betters? Anybody? One person doing my matching betters? Anybody? You want another one? I'll give you one today. How about I give you one in 100,000 lux of sunlight? Y'all can do that one. Ad tech. You do that one. Go ahead. Give me a demonstration. Show me a screen to get 100,000 lux of sunlight. Come on, show me something. We come to buy your stuff, but you cancel. I give me back my money. All right then. It's not arrogant. We are the best. I even gave them a challenge. They had until the end of the year. Did you know about that challenge? That's it on camera. They had the end of the year to make a product to go against my product. What happened? Well, this site's dead. It's not there anymore. And the other guy hasn't had any activity on his YouTube account in 7 months. My buddy can go in and check the traffic flow on his search engine optimizer. You can check it on his account and show it's dead. No activity. It's like a lifeless planet. Remember the Fifth Element? She blasted that planet and it's just lifeless. That's literally his website right now. He hasn't updated anything on the site. Nothing, just sitting there. What kind of businessman has the site sitting there? He's paying money out to it, but he's not making money back. That's not a good businessman. You can't sell anything on the site. Everything on the site's a lie. How's he going to sell anything? Range gain doesn't exist. How are you going to sell it? You can't sell that. Nobody's going to pick it up. The whole company's based off a lie. Can't do anything with it. And he can't remove the site because if he removes the site, he has way far too much pride. He won't remove the site. He'll pay out on it. He's going to pay on that site every single month. He's going to pay on that site. And he won't make a dime off of it. And the reason why he can't remove, because if he removes the site, it's going to make it look embarrassing for him that the site's going down. So he can't admit defeat. He's already defeated already. You're defeated when you cancel the order. You're defeated when you remove 12 million people. You're already defeated. Now, for anyone sits there and says, you're bitter? Nope, I'm not bitter. Not when you're conquering everybody's stuff. I've never heard of a warrior who wipes out everybody and goes, oh, we're just bitter. We're bitter. We're bitter. What do you be bitter for? We wiped everybody out. No, they're bitter. That's why their pages don't exist anymore. Bro can't sell his stuff anymore. That stuff is worthless. I told you this stuff was trash. We've been telling that for years this stuff was scams. Oh, y'all jumped on that bandwagon. Oh, you're just jealous because this product's good. He's going to be around for. He's going to be around for what? He ain't around. The man couldn't even go out on a good note. He sat there and said bigger and better things and committed. You guys, he's getting sued for that mess now. posted my picture twice. That's $40,000 per picture he's getting hit with. He posted two of them. That's 80 grand. And then the address that's doxing, that's another additional 20 grand on the table. He don't got that kind of money. So he bigger and better things got him literally sued. And then turn around, he was in the account with a dummy account watching us. That's creepy. I even have a picture of him taking a picture of my phone, my second phone. So that's not moving on to bigger and better things. That's basically going off the line. It's like, you went off the line to do better things, but you're actually still stalking the person. That's like the equivalent of saying that, hey, look, me and my ex are not together anymore, and I've moved on. I got a new wife and kids. When you never did get any of that, you just been watching her from across the street with a pair of binoculars. That's pretty much what he did. He didn't move on to bigger and better things. No. Stalking us. That's what he's been doing. Stalking our accounts. Stalking us. Ain't that right, Fernando? You're probably in the room right now, weirdo. Probably in the room right now. Shouldn't you be at work? It's like 7:58. You should be going to work right now, shouldn't you? I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Fernando. If you're in the room right now, I'm explaining something to you. When I hit you with that lawsuit, you're going to be working for me now. Because I'm going to garnish your paycheck. Next time you want to basically show someone fade on line, you want to carry on, next time you learn from that one. And don't get me wrong, I got more for you. Got a lot more for you. I'm trying to sue you for a lot of money. It should be about $1 million in that price range, almost in there. Roughly in there. The lawsuit's coming back and forth. But I hope you know you're in the room. I want you to listen real carefully. I feel sorry for what's going on in California right now. Oh yeah, because that fires they had, and it was freaking unbelievable. I got business ties down there, and they got the freak out. This man, it was like Armageddon down there. It was crazy. Fire tornadoes. Literally, the firestorms were generating their own freaking weather. Literally, I'd never seen a fire tornado before. Never saw one. It was biblical. It was super biblical. I was like, what in the world? It was literally generating it was so much fire. Literally, it was generating its own airflow. And they're not even out of the woods yet, because mind you, they got wind advisories popping up, which is find it interesting because they really had their fire season in between like October, somewhere in that area. This happened in freaking January, which is crazy. I mean, wow. I'd never seen anything like that. My buddy was showing me footage on his camera, because he's in that whole Sunset Drive area up in there. And he was like, man, it's like somebody dropped an atom bomb down there. It's like, gone. Just gone. That ain't the worst of it. See, people understand when they sit there and say, well, hey, a house is still standing, it's good. Nah, actually not. The ash. So you have to understand, all those houses had paint, they had chemicals in them, all that stuff. That stuff burns. So when that stuff burns, that ash becomes toxic and poison. That stuff will mess your lungs up. So yeah, the 3M mask and all that stuff, yeah, they got to wear all that stuff. You can't just go into your house and just start living it. You can't. It's got to be cleaned down because, again, all that ash is poison. Now you got to deal with that. They had to do those drops of that constant water. Just they're going to suffer from mudslides. They get any rain, that's it. Yeah, it's crazy. And then on top of that, the wind's on top of that. You're talking about the fact that wind can travel, wind can throw ambers as far as miles away. That's crazy. And then re-spark someplace else. Yeah, and then the crazy thing about it is there are people out there committing arson. I watched it like, what the freak? There are people out there setting places on fire. Yeah. That was crazy. When I heard about that, because the first fire, one of the fires they had, if I was arson, like, oh my goodness, come on. Like, you really got a place already being stretched to its maximum capacity. And you got people out there setting fires now, rolling blackouts now. They got, every time they get winter fires, they got to shut the power off. You know how messed up that is? Now you got to think about it. You got people out there that got heart problems. You got people out there on special machines at the day. They got to pay the money for their the generators to come out there, and you really can't run. I mean, in some places they could run the EcoFlow system out there, which would be nice and run pumping gas constantly to a machine all day. The things are kind of noisy today, but on top of that, with the power outing, then they got to worry about looting. How jacked up is that? You lost everything, and if you got something left, you got to worry about some bozo going and taking your stuff. So it's messed up. Yeah, and that ain't the worst of it. That's not the worst of it, people. The economy on that end is going to be crushing, because those insurance companies, you know, they're pulling out. That's messed up. That's why I don't believe in insurance. I don't. I really don't believe in insurance. What the freak am I sit there and pay all this money on something, and at the end of the day, I'm really not gonna get it out. There's gonna be arguments and whatever crap you have to go through. I don't know. But man, it's crazy. So, yeah, insurance. Those companies are pulling out. They're pulling out. They can't pay off that. They're not even. Some of them are probably not even designed to pay that kind of money out. I mean, yeah, if your house caught fire and maybe your kitchen or dining room or something caught fire, that's something they could pay for, but not an entire neighborhood's gone. So that's going to stretch out the insurance premiums right there, right to the roof. Other problems you're going to have: price gouging, because you got people who need places to live and people to stay. Thank goodness they're in Cali, because man, if they were out here in Philadelphia, they'd be in a lot of trouble because our seasons change out here. Can you imagine? Yeah, it'd be crazy if you imagine. Yeah, cold weather. You don't have to worry about really cold weather too much. But yeah, seasons change like we had out here, it'd be brutal. But yeah, you're gonna have price gouging. It's gonna happen because you're gonna have hotels charging ridiculous amounts of money because they know it's a high demand for people who need to be placed somewhere. And that's what the guy said. He was scrambling, trying to find a place, a house that they can rent. Some people don't have that option because that was all they had. But some people have the money. They can't even find places because they're gouging people. They're taking as much as they can out of them. The part that is really going to get scary is that rent's going to go up. Even though they did pass that law, it's still going to go up. It is. Let's put it this way. Business-wise. It's wrong, but it does happen. You're a landlord. You got a building. You charge your tenants about $1,400 to be in there. Now you know there's a demand of people. They're going to need a place to go. You're going to try to get some of them tenants out of your building so you can get them in there. You can get more money. You understand? COVID hit a lot of people hard. A lot of landlords and stuff, they lost a lot of money in COVID. And a lot of people couldn't pay because they couldn't help it because they lost their jobs. A ripple effect. So they're trying to get this money back. Some of these people are still in debt trying to get this money back. For some people, and I hate to put it this way, and you got people who think this way, it's messed up, but it's true, they consider that fire to be a blessing to them because then they can get money out of people more than they basically would pay out because they got no place to go. That's the jack thing about it. You're going to have all kinds of scam artists popping up over there to try to get money out of people. Oh, man, it's going to be unbelievable. It's kind of jacked up, but it's true. Sometimes disasters can bring out the best in people, but sometimes they can bring out the absolute worst in people. So it's going to wreck their economy. You know how much money they said to rebuild? How much? Billions of dollars, 100 something and 5 something billion. Man, how much money that is? That's a lot of money. They got to pay that back. If your city goes in debt, you can't pay for certain things and all kinds of stuff. It's insane. It is. It's absolutely insane. But I thought the Hollywood signs were going to go. I literally thought that. You could tell when people sit there and say, well, God didn't. Well, look, you got to understand it. When people sit there and say, oh, it's God's fault. No, it's not God's fault. We tore this earth up. You don't remember Adam and Eve? We don't go back to that, do we? We had it perfect, remember? It didn't exist. We had immortality, sane intelligence. All we had to do is not just touch one thing. We didn't have to touch it. Well, we didn't touch it. The woman touched it. And the women get mad at me when I talk about this all the time. And yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You touched that tree. You weren't supposed to. But she coached Adam, and Adam could have said no, but he didn't. So when you sit there and say at the end of the day that, oh, God doesn't, oh, you know what? Let me explain something to you. You got billions and billions and billions of meteors that pass the Earth. Some are probably passing right now. Some the size of Texas, some the size of Australia. That miss this planet constantly all the time. And some that do land here, they don't even hit the city. It's rare you see one slam into a city. Go out in the middle of a field, ocean, somewhere out there. That's where land's at. Now, if God didn't have mercy on man, he would say, you know what? You think I don't have no mercy, huh? Okay. I'm going to take that asteroid, the size of half of Earth, and have it slam into our planet. Then what? Fire department won't do any good. Police won't be there. Half the planet, sever in half. Gone. Just like that. And if he didn't have mercy, that fire could have been far worse than what it is. I feel sorry for what happened to the people down here, but it could have been far, 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 far worse. And far worse. It could have been far worse. They didn't have the water resources. They didn't have it. And they still were able to contain that fire. And for those people at the end of the day, they're into that whole immigration thing at the end of the day, you suck, by the way. Just to let you know. Breaks my mind on that one. You suck. People who supported the deportation of immigrants, you suck. Just want to get that from my chest. Because you suck 100%. You do know this belong to the American Indian, right? So you don't belong here either. So you should be deported. All of us should be deported. Because I love when people go, oh, but it's about America. You really, sir, you crack books. Anyone study history over here? Anybody? This America was not yours to begin with. It belonged to the Native American Indian, which you took from him or her and claimed it to be yours. So technically, you're not supposed to be here. I think they should make it so to give them their ability to be able to get their citizenship. Everyone. You got Irish immigrants over here. You got so many different versions of immigrants over here. You got Italians. You got everybody over here. They came over here. They got their citizenship. They worked hard. They paid taxes or whatever. Why shouldn't they stay? If they want a chance to come over here and get a piece of the American dream, they should have that ability. Now imagine if the Indians own everything. It was us trying to come over, and they're like, no, heck no, we don't want you over here. Oh, heck no, you won't respect our land. You're going to basically build factories all over the place. You're going to destroy the entire ecosystem. You're going to wreck everything down here. We don't want you over here. You can go stay in your area where you're at. Imagine that. But now we go over and we just take everything by force. I told you, you're going to pay for things in life. You're going to pay from here, or you're going to pay from over there. That's what you're going to have to think about. And remember, for all these people who support this, people don't have the right. It's not your world to begin with. This planet is not yours. This planet belongs to God. It's His world at the end of the day. You own nothing here. When you leave off this planet, you will leave every stitch of clothing. Whatever you had, it's going to stay behind. You will take nothing with you. Even your very soul is not even yours. So when you go to the other side, just remember that you tried to kick people out of a country that wasn't yours to begin with. Just think it's yours, but it's not yours. That's what makes it sad. When people sit there and say, oh, they're drug dealers. No, they're not. Every race has bad apples. We all have them. Every single race has bad apples. You got your good and you got your bad. You got your good and bad. You can't label the whole entire race as bad. Who came up with that dumb nonsense at the end of the day? So when I see these people coming up, MAGA hats, what do they call them? Talking about, yeah, good riddance and all that stuff. You shouldn't be here either. But don't worry. All that nonsense that you're carrying on and acting up in mind, like I said, your soul does not belong to you. You're on borrowed time. You know that, right? Every day you get up, you're on borrowed time. So if God decides to go, you know what? I want what belongs to me. You're going. No ifs, ands, and buts. You are going. Doesn't make a difference when. Doesn't make a difference how you're going. And when you pop over on the other side and you see God face to face, if you do see His face, chances are you might see the other one. You can explain to God how He was wrong and how you had the right to go in and basically kick people out of a country that belonged to Him. So you see God and God goes, so you went over and you kicked my people, because everybody's God's people. You want to kick my people out of my country. What gave you that right? What are you going to say to them? I'm curious. What would you say? What would you say? What would you say to him? My world, my universe, my everything, even you yourself belongs to me. What gave you the right? I tell you something, people. When you pass off this earth and you go to the next life, you can either basically smile and be filled with joy, or you can scream endlessly into eternity. Two choices you're gonna have, because one's gonna claim you. You got to answer for everything you do. As you get baptized, you get saved, and your sins are washed away. Then you're forgiven of all sins. But if you're forgiven of all sins and you call yourself a Christian at the end of the day, there's nowhere in the world you should support deportation. Because this world doesn't belong to you. Neither your life does not belong to you. Nothing belongs to you at all on this planet, not a thing. I look at life, as I said before, like a giant spaghetti strainer. You will pass through it, and all your stuff will lay in that strainer. And all the people who are still here on the earth will take your stuff. Every time someone passes, it's a bunch of people's family all sitting around this strainer, and you pass right through it, and all your stuff that you had just lands. All your TV, stereos, whatever you had, just all over the place. They just run in and grab and fight for your stuff. That's how I see life. And you pass through with nothing, naked. Hit the ground, bam! Depending on what you were, a sinner, you hit that ground as hard as you're going to hit it. And when you lean your head and look up, you'll see Jesus, and you'll scream out his name, and Jesus said, I don't know you. I don't know who you are. But the devil was sitting in the corner like, I know who you are. And then there'll be those that'll pass through. Their stuff will be left up in the world. And they won't hit the ground. They'll land softly. And the devil will look at them like, oh. But God will walk over and hold your hand, pick you up and carry you away. And the devil will just sit there angry because he don't have you. That's one he doesn't get. Yeah, you want the Lord to know you. So, those of you out there talking about how, to immigrants, I thought a couple of them already on Facebook being nasty, just being nasty. They're freaking. But they're talking about something. They had these Dominicans and Puerto Ricans on there, and they were doing like fails and stuff. You know what I mean? And somebody said, "Yeah, I'm glad I have to watch this mess no more. I'm glad when they all get deported." Yeah, well, there's something waiting for you, buddy, at the end of the day. There is. Yeah. Let me explain something to you, the big picture of life. And whether you take it or not, I don't care. It's up to you. That when you act and carry on like that, you call things over to you. Things you don't want to be around you at the end of the day. And it doesn't make a difference how much firepower you have, how big of a warlord you're at the end of the day. You can't stop what's coming after you. And it only has one goal in life. It doesn't even have a life. It's been around for centuries, but it only has one goal. One goal and one goal only. And that's to take you with them. No matter what it takes. This is why I'm happy when I see people who committed a lifetime of crime and they come out and they be a changed person, they be a Christian person. And I find it interesting. I was like, wow, I think the devil was chasing you for that long. He didn't even get you. He lost the race. Yep. And you got people who passed on and they lived that life, and the devil won that race. So you remember, when you're out there doing all your dirt and carrying on, remember what's watching you. And remember what his plan is. His plan is to take your life. That's it. And that's what he's going to do. He's going to try it every chance he gets. He's going to try to take you. That's what you got to understand. He's not your friend. He's not your buddy. He's not here to laugh and joke with you. He's here to take your life. He's got a war to fight. Armageddon. He's got to collect as many soldiers as he possibly can get. And he knows his time is running out. So, when you're out there carrying on and acting up, you remember that someone's watching you every single day, and his goal is to take your life. Because you're no good to them over here.
I'm a perfect example of that. I ran that life. I ran out there and carried on and acted up and got in trouble and all that stuff. He had me out there doing all kinds of stuff. He was just trying to figure a way how to kill me. And I came in some very crazy situations where my life could have easily been taken. Easily. But it wasn't meant to be. And when I got into the whole system and all, and found the Lord and became a saved man, he lost me. I'm mad about it. He's angry about it. Can't do jack about it. I'm saved. I'll be going to heaven. I'm good. And the thing you got to think about, people, that is even more, when I think about it sometimes, it just baffles me. It just drops me to the floor when I think about it sometimes. Not everybody's going to heaven. There's only a certain people that are selected to go to heaven. There's just certain people that are selected to go to hell. Gotta be careful how you carry yourself in life. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful how you treat people. Gotta be careful how you carry yourself in life. You really do. You don't know what you could be dealing with. You could be sitting out there having an argument with a man. You don't know what that man is. And they could be anything. It could be a demon sitting there having a conversation, looking right at you. Like, go ahead. Keep on playing with me. See what happens to you. Or you could be having a conversation. You could get ignorant and nasty with somebody. You could be an angel. Mommy's always said at the end of the day, be careful how you treat people. You never know when you're entertaining angels. Yeah, careful how you treat people. You never know if you're entertaining a demon either. Yep. And they will try. That's why I said you got to pray, put it and walk with the Lord. If you don't, I'm telling you, you got bigger problems than that. You got bigger problems in the economy. You got bigger problems than Trump. You got bigger problems in everything. Bigger problems. It's way bigger than that. You got somebody that's hunting you every day. And you can't do anything about it. Well, you can do something about it. You're saved. Find the Lord. You can do something about it. But that's the only thing that can stop him. Put you fortified, put yourself you can't stop him. You gotta find you gotta be close to God to get rid of him. God's the only one that can take him down. You can have all the guns in the world, you can have an entire army with you, you can have a freaking fortune on the moon. You're not stopping Satan. Are you kidding me? You're not gonna stop him, or neither of his legions of fallen angels. God's the only one that can stop him. Because he fears God. He don't fear you. You fear God. That's why you plead in the blood of Jesus. You got to go. You got to go. Time for him to go. Pack it up. Bye-bye. He got to go. Yeah. Got to be careful. I learned some things, I told you. As being a Christian, I learned some things. Real quick before I go, because I want to cut this out and get my things set up. I want to get working on this. My fans will be here today. I want to get this all wired in. I remember you got to be careful on how you choose your words when you talk to people, because you don't know what you may be talking to. I've seen demons before. They're not the kind of thing you want to get in an argument with. You really don't. But I've seen demons before. And you got to be careful. Even sometimes, and even they're not demons. They're demons playing games to try to get you in a situation to get you killed. I remember a long time ago, there was this woman trying to make trouble for me, and she knew some people in the neighborhood. She knew a lot of people in the neighborhood. And she brought this guy over to have a conversation with me. And he had some ties in the neighborhood. He had some heavy ties in the neighborhood. I don't know if he's trying to threaten me or what he's trying to do, but... And he came up to me and said, but man, I heard the lady over there been having some problems with you. I said, well, she's not having no problem. She just don't like me. He said, let me explain something to you. I got 35 years worth of ties up in this neighborhood. And terms means he gets a lot of people. He can have me killed. Now, I could have sat there and got nasty with him and said, well, look, man, I don't give a blank about your freaking 35 years up in here, man. I got ties up in here too, so what do you want to do? We could do this today. That would have started a war. Now, I got family. I'm connected. I got some people and stuff. It definitely would have started a war. Or I could have said, and which I did say, well, man, it's good for you. Well, I got 25 years with God. Now, he just gave me the look on his face. He gave me, he couldn't say anything. There's nothing he could say. He just looked at me and just walked away. That's what he did. Walked away. Because what I was speaking to, and I had to realize that when I saw that happen, I wasn't speaking to the man, I was speaking to the demon in the man. That's why I was having that conversation with. Because that's what the devil wanted me to say. And that fast, the devil was in my head that fast when this guy was talking to me. So I'm going to speak to you like that. Who's talking to you like that, man? You're not going to have that nonsense at the end of the day. We're going to get this wrapped up. Let him speak. Go ahead. Tell him at the end of the day, you got ties up in this neighborhood too. And you want to go to war, we can go to war. That's what the devil was speaking to me in my head, telling me, hyping me up. And the Lord said, nope, you're not going to say that. You're going to say, you got 25 years with me. That's what you're going to say. And that's what I said. And I seen that guy's face just shut down. It just all shut down. He didn't get nasty, mean, or upset. He just walked away. I never saw him again. Yep. Because that's what the devil wanted. The devil wanted to get this guy across the street. Let me get him across the street. I'm going to get her to talk to him. Get him across the street. I'm going to have him say this. And then I'm going to pump up something in his head to have him say something. Get them to fight. Maybe they can kill each other. And I can get both of them. Yeah. Yep. But he didn't get that opportunity. Because I learned something that day. You are not talking to man. You're talking to demons. Now, I'm going to come back in. I want to do my, oh, I forgot I got chargers hooked up to this thing. Check out my chargers up. Oh, I got a new stand. We got a new stand, yes. I can hook chargers up to it. I want to finish working on my PC because I got my parts going to be coming in pretty soon. My fans, I got 5 RGB fans coming in. They're going to look amazing. Yeah. Yes, sirree. Now, wait a minute. I have got to get ready for a few things. Is 8 o'clock yet? Because I got new business cards to do. I got a new bag, work bag I'm going to be getting. My stuff with my name on it. Definitely get something with my name on it. It's going to be pretty cool. Get ready for my next level. And again, as I said before, if someone decides to come in and they're going to do, because it's going to have to go either way. You can't do business with companies, especially with companies that are maybe at the end of the day that may be more in the market and sell your products. It's hard to do customers, and they have to do it. So we have to get somebody in to do it. We can't literally have the prices on the website because it causes a conflict of interest. That's why. I've been through this already. I had a contract that was popping off for the digital crystal screen paint, and they came and said, hey, look, we need you to move your prices off the site. And I'm like, why? He said, because we are selling it for this price and you got it for that price. And that is not going to work well with our customers. If they can go there and get it from there, we're going to lose money. Yeah, it's a contract. That's why. So we had to remove them. But we have to make sure that we got our money and we got paid. Because again, I'm not moving stuff off my site and I'm not making any money out. Why do I hear fish? Oh, it's you. I'm not making any money out. Oh man, what did you do? Always doing something. No, what are you doing? That's what happened to my light system that came down. Because you were back there messing with something. Leave stuff alone. That's what happened. I couldn't figure out how the light could get. Cut it out. Go to your room. Go to your room. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. My cloud system came down. I'm like, why the cloud get? It was magnetic. It's a magnetic system. There's no way for it to come down. So I have one of the PCs over there laying against the wall. I guess he tried to climb up on the PC, on the case, and I hit the line and came down because I'm building the magnetic cloud system around here. I'm actually experimenting to see how well it stays up there. And it should have stayed up quite nicely. I come like, why is this thing on the floor? You better not go back there and do it again. I'm going to stay off my PC. I figure out why he's going to try to climb his big old furry butt up there. Yeah, you. I'll do it again. Oh, he's got to climb something. Got all these little areas, little cubby holes. You know, little holes, little section, all these. Does he usually do stuff like this? No. Once in the blue moon, he just does something. I can't be mad about it. Once in the blue moon. Never had to worry about him basically climbing up on stuff and knocking things over because he just doesn't do that. Tell him one time and that's the end of it. What happened back there? You try to climb up on top of the PC? Hey, Taco, you try to climb up there? Like, yeah. It didn't go well. It didn't go well because you're heavier than the PC. That's why. Funny. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Why you use your claws? You got claws? A PC back there, the blue one, my buddy was like, that looks like an ice board off freaking Mario Brothers. And you know what? He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong on that one. It does look like it. I think I'm going to change it over to that. I'm going to change it to a kind of a Mario Brothers kind of setup theme on there. All right. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to do a cardboard PC because I got to cut out parts and finish working on this. I'm done. I got everything off my chest. I should be good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna go finish working on this, get this thing set up, and get my fans in here. Get my fan. Oh, I gotta build that. Do we have enough glue to build that bridge? Oh, we got enough glue to bridge. Oh, glue. Ah, we do got glue. Glue. Crazy like that glue. All right, and get this thing done. 'Cause I want to do some work on my cardboard PC. That's the only thing I'm probably gonna do streams in. Everything else I'm doing pre-records because this stuff right here. It's easy to do for pre-record, but this right here, nice. It takes up a lot of time to do these things. It's a shame you get a chance to have me build this thing. This thing was fun. This is a fun PC. So yeah, this is going to be my whatchamacallit, my cyberpunk PC. And the parts I explained, yeah, I'm definitely, it has an i9, all that crazy stuff. Yeah, it's really insane. I can't wait to see what these, with the RX, the AMD processor. Graphic cards. I was looking up on that 7600. I'm thinking either 76 or 7700. I haven't decided yet. I do like the 76, but that 77, yeah, it was sweet. I might get that one too. I'm not sure. Yeah, I ain't want the fanboys to get mad at me and go, oh, but you don't know. Look, I'm going to explain you right from the door, man. I've been around for a long time. I've been gaming for a long time. I've watched this whole third-party thing pop off quite a few times on a few console systems. You may want to start investing in a PC. I'm just saying. You sit there and say, well, hey, I sell my console system. Yeah, but if they stop making the console system, they stop making parts for it. You see what I'm getting at here? So replacing and fixing your system, you're not going to be able to take it to them because they're not going to do it anymore because they don't support the hardware anymore. So you're going to have to switch over to PC. It's like the whole concept, like basically like trying to game on an Xbox One when they first came out. An Xbox One, all right, they support that system anymore? No. So if they're doing this whole third-party thing, and they've been doing it since 2020, guess what else is going on with it? That PlayStation account you pay for it, that's going to go next. I'm going to concentrate on third-party, man. I'll never forget the time I heard that from Dreamcast. Dreamcast came out there and said they were going third-party, and they said, don't worry, we're going to still have some games we're designing for the Dreamcast. That was a lie. Nope, they ain't tried it. They didn't design. They done a few games. There were a few games that were in the market at the time when they actually made the decision to go third party. And we got a couple of them, and that's the end of it. That was the end of it. No more. They weren't making any more parts. They weren't making any more games for it. That was it. They stopped making all games. And they started just their other games that they had. They just put them out there. I watched it happen to the Dreamcast. There was another one that did it. Neo Geo did it. Neo Geo did it. They did that. They tried to stay. They had the arcade machines first. The console was short-lived. It was a good system, short-lived. And then they came with the Neo Geo Pockets, and they tried, but it didn't go well. So they went third party and they started deleting some of their games out. I want a real clock in there. Where the heck can we get a clock the size of a Pringles top? Now I have to literally buy another can of Pringles and go around. There's a watch store. There is a watch store. I know where there's one too. Because we can't get any watch. This would be a different kind of watch. We're literally going to have to go to get an antique watch. Not antique, but no, it's going to have to look old, like super old. But I want it to look new with the neon in it. Where can I know there's a clock store? All right, let's go buy a can of Pringles and find something we can fit in there, because I do want to watch, with the neon lights around it. You get the neon set up for this section right here. That we built. That is a sign on the side. So I'm going to put a working clock in there. And we're going to put a trace of neon around this loop right here. And we got to feed the neon through here. It's going to come all through here and stuff like that, whatever. That's what I'm going to do it. So it's going to have some very interesting ports to it. Now, I do want to do like a neon sign on it. So the neon sign, you can't find neon signs that small, but you can make them. So basically clear pipe cleaners. They're bendable pipe cleaners. They're not fuzzy and furry, but they're actually kind of like a clear kind of tubing that bends. And you can actually bend out and design with some little bit of glue your own neon sign. Now, how do you make the neon light up? EL wire. EL wire runs up a USB adapter. You take that and you just trace over the areas that you put the neon in and design in, and the clear tubing, and then basically put that EL wire trace right through it, and boom, you got your own little neon display. Pretty cool, huh? Yep, God gave me that idea when I was sitting there trying to figure out how to make a neon sign. I couldn't find one. I figured, well, guess what? We got to build one. But that's how it works. Always got to build. You learn new stuff by building. Now in the back here, we have. Let me get these out of the way. Oh, this is cool right here. Let me come back in and do this, because I'm going to do this right, because, man, I got so much stuff I want to show you on this thing. I couldn't show you nothing on the pre-record, because it was just taking too long. But there's just so much stuff. This thing is so fun. It's going to be a cool freaking case. Can't wait to get started on it. All right, I'll be back with Cardboard PC Kingdom. Cardboard PC Kingdom. Cardboard PC Kingdom.